Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today is the 25th of August. It's 2 minutes past 5 in the United Kingdom. Thank you very much, Anthony, for quoting me for both. We're in X-Men 11, and we're back for our second ever live stream in the eagerly anticipated to be released Felis 747-200 Classic. It's been 3 weeks since we've last flown it. What a lovely sector for you today. We're in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. Look at the size of this ridiculous airport with its 2,000 runways, and we're flying to the first ever time to Mexico, to the capital, Mexico City. Flight time 2 hours, live time, live weather, in a very challenging crewed aircraft with the Felis 747-200, which you all saw me fly, as I just mentioned, 3 weeks ago. Still a sort of level of experience which is pretty inexperienced, but I'm beginning to learn how to operate the aircraft. We're going to have the checklist running all day, lifetime love weather, and also VATSIM for the first time as well. Mexico City ATC emailed me saying, oh, we'd love to provide ATC. I said, oh, that's fine, that'll be great here. And we've got probably quite a challenging approach today, ILS 23 right, which gives you a 5-mile final from that procedure, which I've been practicing this morning here, so it should be very enjoyable indeed. Anyway, let's zoom on into this aircraft. We're not Alpaca today. One of the members has made an Alpaca livery anticipation for the release of the Felis 747, but because of some of the recent beta updates, it wasn't quite working, so we're flying Eastern Airlines today. I just saw the livery was available by one of the paint kit people that have been making them prior to release. I thought it looked really cool, so our call sign today is Eastern. We're Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. I hope you're doing well, John Padfield. Good to see him. Seen you for a while. Lister Mid. 2A Smith says hey hey. Astrodew says hi Captain. Hi everyone. Good day to you. Painkiller says Pog. Anthony Cole. Hello my friend. Back in the old girl. Well, nice one, buddy. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. Tim Fraser. Rory. Hope you're doing well. He says good afternoon. Really looking forward to finding out what does a sound like on this aircraft. You'll love the sound of the 747-200 on takeoff, Roy. Absolutely awesome with the old CF6 engines there. Who else we got here? Sergey Dubrik, Kaon here. Hope you're doing well. Nortsky as well. Guru KN. Hello to Lauro, and Matt Warren says howdy all as well. Guru ILS 23 right. If that had existed in the 90s, a huge crash would have been avoided anyway. No sad vibes there. Oh, probably an incident I'm completely unaware of there. But yeah, hopefully we'll have no incidents today. We'll talk about that later, but obviously with Mexico City being at 7,000 feet above sea level, it's a big factor with the air being so much less dense, so you have to take that into account when flying your approach speed as well. But we'll have a look at that later on. Anyway, here is the Eastern Airlines 747-200, the now defunct Eastern Airlines. So here she is. I don't know how many 747-200s they had, but obviously at least one, I guess. And I've seen some pictures of this very aircraft on Google Images. But yeah, completely cold and dark. We're going to do a full setup today. Probably take a little bit longer than a normal setup, maybe around 40 minutes or so, because we've got to load up the INS. The routing today I've sort of stitched using existing airways. It's based off VOR navigation, which will back it up. But we're going to use INS navigation primarily, backed up with VORs in case I program it incorrectly or have any issues there. And then a lovely procedural approach into Mexico City as well. I hope you're doing well. Blade929, hello Shoto as well. And B9Bot1, hello Captain. Afternoon there. Morning here in the US, California. Very cool. Yes, what would the local time be in Dallas at the moment? 11 AM, I think. There's 6 hours behind UK time at the moment. Anyway, let's zoom on into the aircraft. Well, we'll imagine we've just been coming in from the crew room, coming in via the air bridge, smooth as ever. There we are, up the spiral staircase. Into the flight deck. There you go. Look at that for realism at all. Samuel, no RNAV SID stars today. No, there's not. Well, Samuel Butler, unfortunately, in Mexico, they only have RNAV arrivals. However, I spoke to the Mexico City controller, and he said if you just route using the airway direct to Mexico VOR, which is overhead the airfield, prior to that, he'll either give me vectors or procedurally clear me via one of the VORs for the approach there. So yeah, look, INS, we're not using any FMC today. We're doing like we had to fly back in the day there. Tim Fraser, a member for 33 months. You must be one of the oldest members there. That's incredible. What is this all about? I get a free message for being a member for 33 months. You just wasted it, Tim. Yes, you do. I think it's a new thing that YouTube are trialing. So basically, if you're a member, each time you have a member, you get a free highlighted comment in chat there. But thank you for your continued support, as to all the members there. CH, Eastern Airlines never actually operated a 747-200. Really? For planned services to Europe, bought from Qantas, one aircraft painted but never delivered. Well, I must be in the one aircraft they painted. Oh, well, I just, out of all the liveries out, I thought this one was the cleanest. I really liked it there. But there we are. CH will represent the never existed route with the eastern between Dallas and Mexico City and their jumbo there. Hello, John, for the 7 months as well. Ooh, Tim Fraser showed me something new. Now you've wasted your comment as well. Oh my days, John. Well, thank you as well for your continued support. Right then, so we'll turn the music down here. So we're completely cold and dark. If you haven't seen the last stream, here is the aircraft. I'm not even loaded any fuel or anything. Here's the engineers panel. There's no automatic switching. You have to manipulate this panel completely yourself, but there is a checklist which helps tell you if it's configured correctly for the phase of flight, so we're going to have to manage all of that ourselves. Obviously, the captain's seat, there's no glass screens in here. It's all artificial. Not artificial, it's all conventional here. The only screen we have is the updated digital TCAS display and an overhead panel as well. So, yeah, we'll be taking our time here. I have no experience flying this aircraft in real life. Hopefully, we'll get it from A to B safely. Right, so, first things first, if we go over here, before I load up or power the aircraft, I want to get everything loaded first. So here is the load calculator. You might have remembered this from the first stream. If I bring up our operational flight plan as well, which I prepared this morning. So flight time 2 hours. We need 35 tons of fuel. This sim brief profile isn't too far off what the actual fuel burn is. However, if you really want to get an accurate fuel burn, use the fuel calculator from the Felis. The data in this is based off real tables from the 747-200. So using the flight plan, we can feed the data into the fuel calculator. So air distance is 861. So what I'll do, I'll put 900. We'll be cruising at flight level 380 today. Tailwind, what's the average? Where is the... I can't see it now. Average wind component +7. So well, we'll leave it at 0. It's close enough there. Alternate distance. Our alternate is Acapulco. So if we go here to the second page, should get our distance here for our alternate. Where are you? Where are you? Distance 195 miles. So we'll put that to 200. Contingency was 5%. So contingency 5%, taxi fuel 30 minutes. So just to show you, based on all of that data, that needs a block fuel of 38 tons. The sim brief profile says 35, so there's a 3-ton discrepancy. That in 747 talk is about 15 minutes, not much there, so it's not bad sim brief there. But we'll go off the fuel figure here. Now, based on the fact we're on VATSIM, and also there's potentially thunderstorms later on this afternoon in Mexico, going to take about an extra 30 minutes of fuel, which you're all used to hearing. So if you look here, our average fuel flow per hour is 11 tons. So 30 minutes is going to be 5.5. We'll add that to our fuel figure here. So 5.5 plus 38.4. So we're going to ask for 43.9 tons of fuel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just manipulate this to get 43.9. There we are, 43,929, and that will be enough for our trip. Taxi in, taxi out, and 30 minutes extra. So that's done. Loads, look, we're not messing around today. Look, full load of passengers. We're going to put no cargo on. The weight so they have for the passengers represents pretty much some checked-in bags as well. So full load of passengers. We've got 388 passengers then, and 43.9 tons of fuel. I think I said 43.9. There we go, it's changed slightly. 44.6, we'll take that. So if I go here to load count, no, not load calculator, refuel. So we can either use load sheet data, there you go, so 39.5. We can then call tanker to add this amount. You can do it instantly, so I'm just going to do it instantly today. There you go, so I've got the fuel on board, 44.6 tons. And here to payload, same again. You can either use load sheet data, 388 passengers. You can either do it slowly, so a passenger every few seconds, or do it instantly. We'll just do it instantly. So instant board and load. There we are. So we have 18 crew members, 388 passengers aboard, no tons of cargo. So the aircraft is fueled and loaded. INS, we're going to do that manually. Ground, I have the ground power connected already. Chocks installed. I think we're all ready to go to get the aircraft powered up there. Right, so first things first, going to get the battery on. There we are. So the battery's powered. We're going to get the AC power connected as well. So if we go here, you can already see, look, external power. It's already registering, look, 115 hertz. Sorry, 400 hertz, 115 volts there. So we can now trip the tiebreaker. No, which one's on here? There we are. Excellent.
50,
We have AC power
40, 30,
connected to the
20,
aircraft. That was it.
10.
Yeah, AC is connected. We'll just check here. Dominic Orsina, thank you very much for your donation there.
Good morning, Captain. Looks like you will be earning your wings today piloting this old bird.
Oh.
Hoping the skies are friendly.
I hope so too, Dominic. Thank you very much for the $5. Another generous donation there. And we, yes, if you ever fly an aircraft like this, Concorde or anything like that, you definitely earn your wings, especially when you've got 200 odd people watching. So, yes, no pressure. Thank you very much, Dominic, for your donation. Very, very kind of you. Right, so we have the AC power connected. You can see here external power 1 and 2. Generators are obviously offline at that stage here. And as I mentioned last stream, I sort of just do a panel scan all the way here, making sure I've got the switches configured where I need it for that phase of flight and go from there. So, flight control and hydraulic power switches are all closed. Yaw damper's closed. Auto brake system will leave in the off position. Body gear steering will be needing that for pushback, so I'll arm it now. And INS will get that warmed up, so I'm going to move that to standby. Edge ignition switch systems to off. We'll leave the start valve in the arm position for now. We'll arm the emergency exit lights. We can do boarding PAs and everything. No smoking and seatbelt signs can come on. Engine ignition switches for engine 3 and 4 are off. Keep the compasses slaved. Alternate and leading edge flap extension that wants to be off. Check the radio master buses are on. We'll check the stall warning system. Mach airspeed warning test. Over rotation test as well. Engine anti-ice is off, wing anti-ice is off, probe heat we can leave off, we'll power up the window heat as well, and we've got the nav lights on as well, so I'm happy with how the overhead panel is configured. Plainly, wow, instant boarding, some airlines would definitely love that. Yeah, definitely save money on handling fees and associated costs. Onto the MCP then, so we'll do a full SID briefing, but just to bring up the chart here, we're going to have the Maverick VOR tuned, which is 13.1 for departure. This is one of the few conventional SIDs left in Dallas-Fort Worth. Actually, there was a few, but this was the only one I think facing south. Runway heading here, runway 18 left. We're going to hopefully depart from 176, which we can now set. And the SID, the initial radio immediately after departure, is going to be the 186 radio we need to intercept towards Nellin. So 186 will punch in on our courses. Oh, this is very soothing music. I sound like I should be selling bubble bath or something. Oh my days. There we are, so the MCP is pretty much set. Working our way over here, we'll load the INS up shortly. We'll just temporarily get rid of the control column. So when I move the INS to align, the artificial horizon will begin to center. We are live weather. We do actually have ATC, I think, as well. Let's see if the ATIS is on voice. Yeah, we have Fort Worth Center online, so I should think they'll provide ATC. Oh, the radio tuning panel's working, which is nice. But unfortunately the switch button isn't working. Why are the radios not on? I know why. Because I forgot to turn on essential power to normal. There we go. Oh, fix something. 123775. There we go. Let's see if we can pick up the ATIS. No, fortunately not available on... Oh no, it is available on voice.
Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport arrival departure information Golf 1553 Zulu. 1210 at 8. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 25,000. Temperature 32. 2.22. Altimeter 3007. Simultaneous visual approach to runways. 13 right, 18 right, 17 center, 17 left. Simultaneous parallel traffic departing runways 17 right, 18 left.
Yes.
North is 2 airmen. Aztecs in use. Operate transponders with altitude reporting mode enabled on all airport surfaces.
Understood.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf.
Information Golf.
Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport arrival departure information Golf 1553 Zulu. 1210 at 8.
Perfect. So
Visibility 10. Few clouds at...
Excellent. So we've got information Golf. 32 degrees. Absolutely roasting here. There you go. You can see that TAT's already 32. 3007 on the altimeter. So we'll set that now. So I was flying in Mexico earlier on the test sector, and you can see the pressure was a lot higher. So 3007, I should have the sync feature enabled. So yeah, 3007 set there. We'll set the standby altimeter to 3007 as well. And that is indicating 600 odd feet. I think the elevation here is 607 feet, so that's perfect. Altimeters all seem to be correct. Approach is online. Thank you very much. We'll put the frequency on standby then. Someone said 125020, which makes sense. 125020. Okay, very good. Perfect. Cool. So MCP set. We've got the weather. Altimeters are updated. We'll look at engine performance later. Down here, we've got the radio tuning panels set for now. Just like with the Zebo mod, all these radio tuning panels work, so you can talk on VHF 1.2. You can control the volume directly here. It's very, very cool. Transponder, we haven't got our squawk yet. We'll start warming up the weather radar, and over here to the engineering panel. Oh my days! So at the moment, we'll get the APU started. The reason is it's 32 degrees Celsius outside. So first things first, move that to start. You're going to get the fuel valve go bright and then off. APU door bright. Wait for that light to extinguish when the APU door is fully opened, and then you can start the APU. Hello, Elliot Smith. Good afternoon. Still in the sunny Mallorca, although some rain this afternoon. Oh, yes, it can be a little bit inclement there. Right, APU starting. There we go. So that's now being powered up. Electrical IDG panel. We obviously want all the generators disconnected. Engine oil quantity sufficient. We've got 6 US gallons. Galley power. I mean, we've got to turn that on, otherwise they won't be able to start getting the food already, along with the chillers as well. Let's put those on. Probably need some electrical power, to be fair, for it to be working. Alright, we'll sort of work our way down here. Fuel's all loaded, so fuel pumps will turn on. You'll see that the APU is coming up from tank 2 aft pump, so that's already pressurised. We'll turn it on as well. Reserve fuel, we only use this fuel at top descent or when this tank is down to 2,300, but the fuel, we shouldn't need to touch it for this sector. There's no fuel in the centre tank today. Cruising at 38,000 feet, so if I remember rightly, we 12992. We set that to 1,000 feet above, so 39,000 feet. That's nice. We can check the squibs, so left bottle, right bottle, squibs are okay. We could do the fault and fire tests for the engine. So if you could test loop A and loop B individually, then when you test both loops, you should get the fire warning. There you are, and the fault warning as well. That's good. I think I need that on, but definitely later on at this stage, and I also need to turn one of these pumps on as well. That's all done. Equipment cooling, aft cargo heat goes to normal. Cargo fire tests, it's all modelled. I don't exactly know how to do the tests, so we'll leave it at that. Window heat tests, brake temperatures, anti-skids obviously off at this stage here. Nose, body gear steering, which we'll need for pushback as well. Potable water's all installed. I think we're okay. I probably missed several steps, but that's why we run that checklist, to make sure the aircraft is correctly configured. But firstly, let's get the INS loaded, and then we can brief departures, then we can complete our checklist. So, first things first, I need to update our position. So, what I found, you can do this 2 ways. You can find your stand number, so we're on Delta 23 in Dallas Fort Worth. You can get the chart out, find out the exact coordinates, or if you want to make your life considerably easier, because you have 3 independent INS receiver INSs here, if you push insert present position here, it'll do that for you. So you can see, look, it's just put my present position. All I'd have been doing is copying it off a chart, but it also updates all 3 of them simultaneously, which is really useful. So if I go here to waypoint, you can see that the coordinates are all in. Perfect. So now I need to put the waypoints in. So what I'm going to do is go to waypoint here. I need to select waypoint on all 3 INSs. 1, 2, 3, and we'll now go to waypoint 1. Oh no, firstly, sorry, press remote first. If I press remote, that will copy the waypoints on all 3 INSs. I'm trying to remember which way to do that, and then I go to 1, and that means when I load in each waypoint, it'll copy it to the other 3 INSs. I think that's the only thing you can copy on each page there, which is pretty cool. Sus says, wow, Felis 747, classy, very classy here. Yes, Felis did advise to tell me to tell you guys that the release is imminent. It's imminent. They're just bug fixing at the moment, just doing minor fixes here and there and stuff, but the release is imminent. And when it is released, I spoke to Felis a while back, but I will buy some copies off him directly for giveaways and stuff. So when that's released, we'll do another stream for it as well. Perfect. Matthew Presley, fun fact, despite how large the airport is, there isn't a single hotspot at Dallas-Fort Worth. Whoever designed it knew what they were doing. Well, yes, in America, you have the size to be able to have the capacity to design these massive airports. I mean, yeah, everything's so wide. Oh my god, the bridge is soon filled up as well. My goodness, so hopefully we won't get too delayed in the stream there, but very, very cool. Right, anyway, as I said, let's load up the INS. So here's our SID. I'm going to brief it in full. We're going to fly all conventionally to Nellin, then Waco, and then Hooray. And the first INS waypoint I'm going to program is San Antonio, which is actually around 200 miles away from our present position. So I'll go over here to the operational flight plan. San Antonio, there is our first VOR, and we'll put the coordinates in, just make it here. So you've got to be very careful with input error here. One mistake and you can completely throw off all your navigation there. Right, just turn the music down a little bit more. Right, so waypoint number 1, San Antonio. I'm also copying it on my piece of paper printed in front of me. So that's going to be north 2938.6. Insert, and then it will be west 098.27.7. Insert. Waypoint number 2. It's going to be the Corpus VOR? Corpus Tree something? We'll put that in. Number 2 then, north 2754.2. Insert. West 097.26.7. Insert. Waypoint number 3 is Brownsville. I wonder why that's called Brownsville. North 25554. Insert. West 097.225. Insert. Waypoint number 4 is the Matamoros VOR. There it is. So north 2546.3, north 2546.3, insert west 097.314. Insert. Number 5, we're going to scroll down a little bit because these are all on the airway, on the upper Juliet 19. We want to get to the point where that airway meets a VOR, which is Tampico into Mexico at this stage. That is waypoint number 5. That is north 2217.4, north 2217.4. Insert west 097.
Welcome.
518. 07518. Insert there. Superb. Thanks for subscribing, Iron Tarek. Welcome on board there. Oh no, Corpus. What? Oh no. Corpus Christi? Oh no. Oh dear. No, not really, if I'm honest, answering your questions. I'm sure someone will correct me later on in chat what I was meant to say. Right, I've just done number 5, which was Tampico, 2217 for 097.518. Next is the Pachuca VOR, which is number 6. North 2007.9. Insert west 09841. 09841. 1. Insert waypoint number 7. There's my flight plan. The last one is the Mexico VOR, which is directly overhead the airport, right at the top there. So that is north 1926.3. Insert, and then west 099.041. Insert. There we are. So the INS is loaded. I now need to turn off the remote function. So 1, 2, 3. And if you look here, you can see, look, all the waypoints have been programmed as we wish. So so I've loaded it, but I forgot to put it to a line. So I'll put that to a line now, just to keep the show on the road. What I'm going to do is do a quick alignment, otherwise it'll be another 8-10 minutes or so. And I think in doing that, it automatically moves the INS switches to nav for you. Otherwise, you'd have to do it to nav manually. Cool. So we'll put it to something useful. Let's have track and ground speed. This is really useful for taxiing, in fact, but you do get the ground speed information there anyway. We'll put Jim's INS to distance and time. So 208 miles, that's to the first INS waypoint at San Antonio, and we'll go from there. Matthew Presley, Brownsville is the major town closest to where SpaceX is building and testing their Starship. Very interesting, there you go. Ben Matthews, so what we're saying with this is by the time he's inputted all the waypoints, you could have done the return sector in an Airbus. Unbelievable. Right, so the INS is loaded. All that talk about putting the APU on and getting them conditioned air to the cabin, I forgot to actually put it on the bus and get some conditioned air. So APU is running. Again, you can check its source of the power. So APU generator, yes, you've got the hertz, but I think you need to... What is it you need to do first to ensure that you get the... Now, isn't it close the field generator? Oh, I don't know. I don't like just flicking switches. There we are. We close it and you can now see the frequency. We can now chunk. Have I done that? No. Hold on. Close, close. I did it the wrong way. So I've now put the APU generator on the bus. The AC power is no longer providing aircraft. The aircraft is powered by the APU. So we go over here to our little iPads for the engineer. Joss's iPad, I should say. And we'll go here to ground. We can now disconnect
to ground.
GPU.
Disconnect ground power.
We'll close the doors and remove
Cockpit
the
to ground.
chocks.
Remove the chocks.
Perfect. Right, better get some conditioned air into the cabin. So I'm going to close the bleed air for the engine start.
Ground power disconnected.
And we need to put the packs to
Chocks
half.
removed.
Let's now open the bleed air. There we are. I don't know if you can hear the air conditioning coming in. Better put the trim air on as well, otherwise each zone won't be able to be controlled. There we are, trim air is open, and the air conditioning system is now coming to life. You can see the duct temperatures are increasing, but then we can check the temperatures in the zones accordingly. Put the recirculation fans on, which lowers the workload for the packs. Gasper on. It's very loud in the Felis, but that'll be the gaspers in the flight deck there. So there we are, lovely conditioned air into the aircraft. Dominic Corsini, thank you very much for your 12 months membership as well, and for your donation there as well. Deadly Coronavirus, hello. That's an nice FMS. Well, it's an INS there. Ivan Granson, who I know is involved in the development of this aircraft, is still in beta, but beta very close to pre-release version. We're waiting for some new things in the cockpit and some system fixes. Very good. John Padfield passengers were cooking eggs on tray tables. Unbelievable. Right, so let's try and grab a clearance. And then once we do that, we'll brief you, and then we'll get the Buddha push back and complete the checklist as well. So someone did say we have, we have Tower online now. Crikey, they're all coming on board. So Tower 126 550.
30, Alpaca 137. Alpaca 137, read back correct.
That sounds American. Right, let's get our clearance then. There's information, Golf. Dallas, Fort Worth Tower, good afternoon, or good morning, it's Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo 747-200 on Delta 23, information Golf, 3007, departure clearance to Mexico City, please.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy, DFW Tower, cleared to Mexico City Airport, Joe Pool 3 departure, San Antonio transition and then as filed, maintain 10,000. Departure frequency 125.02, squawk 0550.
Cleared to Mexico City on the Joe Pool 3 departure San Antonio transition. Climb 10,000, departure frequency 12502 and squawk 0550. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy, read back correct.
Perfect. So we have our clearance, ladies and gentlemen. So altitude 10,000 feet. Is set, squawk is 0550. Put that to transponder as well. How do I... might have to set this on my... There we are. It took a while. This is the hardest thing about it. 0550. Perfect. There we go. Right then, so let's give you a little bit of briefing of what's going to happen on this departure. So we're on stand, I mean, firstly, look at this ginormous, ridiculous airport, absolutely crazy. But we can expect runway 18 left for departure, so actually not too short a taxi. It looks balmy, but the way it's designed is actually quite simple to taxi here. So if I remember rightly, in Dallas-Fort Worth, you push back, please let me know if I'm wrong here in chat, to this line, and then when you get your taxi request, you just make a left turn onto the taxiway from there. So it'll be to face north, and then we'll eventually be either on the Golf or Foxtrot taxiway, going all the way up here either on Foxtrot Golf Hotel and go via either Whiskey Hotel, Whiskey Golf, or Whiskey Foxtrot. And here is our SID then. So it's a really nice SID actually. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. It's a little bit pixelated actually. Right, well, there we go. So radar DME is required. Lots of information depending on where you're flying into and what to do here as well, but RNF5 not required, which is good for us. So initial climb not to scale, but it's actually to depart off 18 left on turn on a heading of 190. So what we'll do, we'll take off, we'll climb to around 400 feet or so and make that heading of 190, and what we'll do is then intercept the 186 radial outbound for the Maverick VOR, and we go out all the way till we get to Nellin. How do we know we're at Nellin? Well, if we're on the 186 radial at a distance of 35.8 miles, we're overhead Nellin. Slight left turn then, and we'll be inbound on the 357 radial towards Waco. Waco will then go outbound 193 radial all the way to Hooray. How do we know we're at Hooray? Well, it's 70 miles on that radial. At that point, we'll convert, we'll switch over to the San Antonio VOR 204 on the radial 024 inbound 16.8. At that point there, we'll be at our cruise level. Would have been in the cruise already for probably like 10-15 minutes or so. So that's it. Just to confirm then, 18 left, climb on heading 190, maintain 10,000 as cleared by ATC. Sorry, is it Waco? Waco. Why am I saying Waco? I'm so sorry. All my American friends must be really upsetting. Right, we've covered everything here. The initial turn then 190 at 400 feet. We'll bug up at 1600 and we'll select climb for us thereafter. Right, let's see how much we've forgotten. I know I've certainly forgotten to do some of the tests, so it would moan at me if already. So let's do altitude alerts. Okay, that's done. We've done that one. Ground proximity.
Pull up. Glide slope. Glide slope.
There we are. Rudder ratio test is done as well. I've probably forgotten several others. Right, so we've got that to radio. We don't have that on IS. Let's see how much we've forgotten. You know what to do in chat for all those goddams and dammits and hold-ons? Before start pilots. Checklist, let's go.
Before start checklist,
We're not doing
please.
too badly. We're nearly ready.
Gear lever and lights. Down and check. Brakes. Parked. Start levers. Off. Radios. On and check.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Let's get it connected first.
Ground to
On.
cockpit. Toes driving up.
Check and nav.
So far, so good.
Compasses. Slaved. Window heat. On. Seatbelts and no smoking. On. Emergency lights.
I know what I did forget to do.
Armed.
Performance calculations.
Exterior lights. Damn.
Damn! There you go. First one, exterior lights, but just before we carry on with that, let's actually complete the performance calculation. So we're going to base this off takeoff dry thrust setting. So all you need to do, you can choose your flap setting for departure, but if you read the data from your load sheet, it'll load your takeoff weight for you. You can then put your takeoff parameters, so you can go very exact with this. You can put the exact runway length here, so takeoff run available. I mean, you can get the exact figure off the aerodrome chart, but it's, it's...
All doors and hatches are
meters.
closed, ready to connect.
I'm going to put 3,800 because we're using full thrust anyway. Elevation here 700. Runway heading, well, you can even read this data from your sim. Look, so runway heading 180. Wind's taken from the METAR. Slope dry 32 degrees. And there you go, it's giving you your V speeds based off your takeoff weight, the trim settings as well. So what I could do is just set speed bugs, there you go, it bugs all your speeds for you, it sets V2 for you, and these are accurate performance, it's accurate performance data from the real performance manuals. V2 set for you as well, 151. Cool, so, takeoff's done, I know why, because no beat could it once on at this stage.
Check.
You can let me off for that one.
Flight instruments.
Turn it off now.
Check. Altimeters and clocks. 1018. Set and cross check. Radio.
Are you sure,
INS
Andrea,
switches.
it's usually flap 20 for takeoff? Isn't that for
Radio.
shorter runways?
Radar and
I used
transponder.
flap 10 last time and used the data for it.
Standby. Indicator lights. Check. Engine and wing anti-ice. Off. Stall warning. Damn.
I swear I did the stall warning test.
Check.
That didn't get out.
Mach airspeed warning. Damn.
I did those. Jim, were you not paying attention?
Check.
I did that. Maybe I didn't do it.
Auto brakes. Check and off. Body gear steering. Arm. Anti-skid. Damn.
That one I definitely didn't do.
On.
Thanks, Jim.
Autopilot and flight director. Check and off.
So they're off at this stage.
Takeoff warning.
American 2315 118, left ready for departure.
So takeoff warning, same as the 737. You just completely advance the thrust levers. Make sure you get the sound.
Auto flight
aircraft's not configured for departure.
Check. GPWS. Check. Instrument warning.
I did that, I swear. Oh no, I didn't do the instrument warning. Oh, where is the instrument warning again? Let's push to test. If in doubt, push all of them. No, ground proximity. Where is the instrument test? I know it's around here somewhere. Ah, there it is.
Check.
Perfect.
Flight director computer selectors. Check.
Thanks, listening.
Instrument source selectors.
Radio.
Normal. Reserve brake valve. Closed. Spoilers. Down. Static selectors. Normal. Oxygen mask and regulator. Check and emergency off. Brake pressure. Check. Stabilizer trim.
So
Check and on.
Units I've got to set.
Rudder and aileron trim. Check.
So I think I
Check
just have
was
the engines
completed.
running to be set there. Not bad, so I only forgot a few items. There are mostly tests and things there. So the only thing I've got left to do is set the stab trim. We now need to do the flight engineer's checklist. Otherwise, yeah, not bad. Only a few tests, I bet there. Right, let's see what I've got in the engineering panel. Come on then,
Battery.
Joss, let's see
On.
what we've got.
APU panel. Check. Auxiliary power. Check.
I have Daniel 13
Engine
tried
oil
Microsoft
quantity.
Flight Simulator, but I really like
Check.
both sims.
Fuel quantity.
X-Plane has far better aircraft available at the moment.
4,507 kilograms. Fuel panel. Check and set. Pressurization controls. Check and set. Bleed controls. Check and set.
I should have been an engineer, look.
Hydraulic quantity.
Perfect.
Check. EPR computer. This.
This. Yes, for some reason it needs you to select go around, but I was told by Joss that's just a bit of a random thing in the Felis.
Go around.
But we actually want takeoff try.
Circuit breakers. Check. Indicator lights. Check. Electrical panel. Check and set. Air conditioning controls. Let's see.
So I think for this it wants... Yeah, the configuration's a little bit different here for the air conditioning. I think it wants... Was it the packs on? No. Packs off.
Check and set.
Yeah, it's getting ready for pushback, so you want the packs off for the...
Fire control and wing overheat panel.
Pushback.
Check and set. Equipment cooling. Check. Passenger oxygen.
This.
Check. Hydraulic panel. Check and set. Fuel jettison panel.
We'll keep that closed.
Check. Crew oxygen. On. Oxygen mask and regulator. Check and emergency off. ADPs off. Checklist completed.
We're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all good. Not bad. 40 minutes in is exactly what I was targeting here, so what we've got to do now
San Antonio
is
transition.
request push and start.
Climb via SID. Departure free 125.02. Squawk.
Oops, I accidentally detuned the wrong frequency there.
To the Mexico City Airport via the Nevin, and then in 6 departure, 18 left. Climb via the SID, departure frequency 125.025 and squawk 0542. Echo 125, read back correct.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
For takeoff, RNAV. Sorry, turn right, heading 190.
You're so used to giving RNAVs because everyone's doing the same SID, I reckon. So now it's all everyone's doing the old whatever this one is. Right, let's get the aircraft ready for pushback.
Tow connected. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, stand Delta 23, request push and start.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy DFW power. Push and start at your discretion and call me when you're short of golf ready for taxi.
Push start approval, call you holding short of golf ready for taxi, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Perfect, so yes, so this one I think you just do the pushback and then you can taxi to the end of it or something, I'm not sure. There we go. Right, let's now get everything ready for push and start. So packs are off, anti-collision light is on, parking brake you can now release,
Parking brake release.
and then transponders out.
Starting pushback. You may start your engines.
Excellent. Let's do it, guys. 4 engines to start. So start valve on.
Ready to start the engines. Ready for...
God, that's the best window view ever, isn't it? Taxi to one of the spots, 131, 133, 122, 133, then call at the spot. Thanks, Matthew. Yeah, all done very differently in America. Right, anyway, let's start the engine. Starting engine number 4, hopefully. Ground start.
Starting engine 4.
Start valve open.
Sounds good. Yes, it looks like it's all working. We have N2 rotation. Same parameters before you put fuel in. N2 oil pressure, N1, same as the NG. There's oil pressure.
20% N2.
N1 is a little bit there.
Fuel on.
There's light up.
Starter off.
Perfect. Just wait for engine stable, then we can start engine number 3.
Engine stabilized.
Perfect. Starting engine number 3.
Starting engine 3.
Starter valve open.
N2. There's oil pressure.
20% N2.
And N1.
Fuel on.
All these people behind me. Ooh, did I actually turn on the nose wheel steering? I know that can sometimes cause issues with the pushback.
Starter off.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
I hope there's not
Parking
causing any
brake set.
issues. Probably I was meant to do something
Disconnecting
with this,
tow. Stand by.
meant to do
Engine
something with this
stabilised.
body gear steering, but it looks okay. Right, engine number 2 coming up.
Starting engine 2.
Starter valve open.
My ears! You wait for we set takeoff power. N2. Oil pressure. We can disconnect.
20% N2.
And 1.
Fuel on. Light up.
There you go. Burning 800 kilos an hour just sitting here per engine. Gas guzzlers.
Starter off.
Awesome.
Tow's
Engine
been
stabilized.
disconnected. Bypass bin's been removed.
And
And
last
signal
engine
right.
one.
See you next time.
Starting
Have a
engine one.
safe flight.
Thank you.
Starter valve open.
I don't know about the jumbo, but certainly on the NG we'd only disconnect after we've had all the engines stabilised. Oh yeah, N2, oil pressure,
20% N2.
and fuel.
Fuel on.
Contact departure, FedEx will offer.
Engine stabilized.
Perfect, so that looks like 4 good starts. Right, let's try and remember the before taxi flow now. So, generators on, APU is off, and we can actually turn it off. Start switches to continuous flight starts. Probe heat on. Anti-ice not required. Air conditioning. So we take off with the packs off, but they talked about on the one of the videos I watched how when you're taxiing out you could use one of the packs at least to provide conditioned air until takeoff. But then generally packs are done with the takeoff here. I think these pumps need to be in auto. And flaps to 10. Flight controls.
Flaps 10.
Full back, full forwards, left, centre, right, centre. Here comes the rudders. Full right and full left. We've got no warnings apart from the anti-skid hydraulics because I think that's the parking brake is set. And then we would complete the before or after start checklist in this case. So let's do it.
After start checklist.
Flight recorder.
On.
Start switches.
Hold on.
Huh? Ah, they are in flight start for takeoff, but I think because I've done it a bit earlier, we're going to skip that one because the next one does say
Beacon
start
lights.
switches to be on flight.
On.
Brake pressure.
Check.
Start levers.
Idle detent.
Continue on
Engine and the ice.
Foxtrot to
Off.
Whiskey Golf.
Electrical panel. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
American 389, you're going to be following the 737.
What have I done here?
Don't pass him on the bulkhead.
What's it?
We'll follow the 737 American
Uh,
389.
I-
Taxiway, but you're following him.
Check.
I think I did.
Copy.
Pack valves.
I think I was meant to have the galley power off for the
Let's
start.
see.
There we go.
Canada CFP, request taxi.
So again, pack valves. It wants them open for taxi.
DFW ground, runway 18 left, taxi via Golf,
Open.
Whiskey Golf, follow the
So we're just going to remember to turn them off.
Dual
to
warning
departure.
lights.
Whiskey 18 left,
Out.
Golf, Whiskey Golf, and follow the
Hydraulic
American
panel.
737.
Check.
American Canada CFP.
Flight recorder. On.
American
After start checklist complete.
Yeah, so don't forget to turn the galley power off prior to engine start, and then we've just got the taxi checklist. It takes a while.
Taxi checklist, please.
American 393, I'm still not.
So
Flaps.
flaps 10 or 20 for departure.
Flaps 10.
For our case,
Flaps
10.
10.
Takeoff data. EPR and airspeed bugs.
Gonna go full thrust.
Set and cross check.
Roger, we try.
Stabilizer trim.
Ah.
Hold on.
Yeah, that was 4.2 units of trim. Was that it? Setting green band. Ah,
Set in green
there we are.
band.
I got to put it in the down position because I
Probe heat.
think the CG is quite far forward today.
On.
Flight controls.
Check.
Yaw dampers.
Check.
Seat belts and shoulder harness.
Check.
APU. Off. Fuel heat. Off. Totalizer and gross weight.
It's so exciting! I can't wait to get
Flight
over.
engineer and pilot panel.
So cool.
Check. Aft cargo heat. Normal.
Now I remember that one.
Seat belts and shoulder harness. Check. Taxi checklist completed.
That's it. Next one's the before takeoff checklist, which we'll do when we've lined up. So, now Matthew Presley, who I know flies in real life, I think he said we need to taxi forward to beam one of these exit points, 131, 132, or 133. So I see 134 head there. So if I go to 134, I guess that's okay. I just, would that be the case here? I think I'll just turn the inboards and turn off lights on. I think that's correct. Anyway, we'll just say a beam 134 request taxi. And Tower Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, a beam 134 request taxi.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy, DFW Tower, runway 18 left, taxi via Golf, Whiskey Golf.
Taxi 18 left via Golf Whiskey Golf, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. So Golf Whiskey Golf. So it's just a left taxiway there is Golf. So I'll go forward onto 134, make a left turn, then a right turn. Pretty sure that's the way. Yeah, we'll see. Please let me know if I'm there. Yeah, head to spot 134. Thanks, 2 tons. Right, parking brake release. Let's do a config check. There we are. No takeoff config warning. Same as the NG. We're on our way, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving. Noticeable steering is on, isn't it? Body gear steering.
You can continue taxi if you haven't already.
We're moving.
We are continuing taxi 144.
So you can see, look, on this one, ignition flight start before takeoff.
Back over 37, holding short, 18 left.
So I'll make a left here.
Alpaca 137. Tower, turn right, 190. Tower American 390, reading of the side turn now. 393. I sure do. You're expecting to see the airport.
Old FT2's friend had a dog EIO. His friend's dog was named Digby EIO, and a Digby here and a Digby there, Digby everywhere.
I have no idea who that is. Digby the dog. Thank you. Old flight deck to said Fred had a dog. EIO, what is going on? Thank you, Digby the dog, for your £5.77, and a beautiful song for us here today at Flight Deck 747 live stream. Appreciate your generous donation there. Thank you very much. Very sus there. Thank you very much, Power Set, for the $5 donation.
10.
Ima 747 geek. Any questions on it? Ask me. Love the streams, buddy, from one pilot to another.
Thank you very much, Power Set. That's very kind of you. Thanks for the $5. Who's piloted a 747 geek, it would seem. Well, thank you very much. We are very well catered for in chat with the several developers of this aircraft. I know Felis said he might pop over later as well, and also a 747-200 engineer Joss might come and have a look. I haven't spoken to him for a few days, but thank you very much, and feel free to answer any questions in chat if you so wish there. Perfect. So we're going to do a little bit of a before takeoff checklist here. Tao will give us our clearance for departure as well. So config we checked, flaps we have 10 green lights, stab trim is set for departure, 4.2 units set. What I love about this aircraft, the configuration of everything, it is very similar to the NG with regards to checking the electrical systems, the air conditioning, the takeoff briefing as well. So sort of going to turn the packs off now for departure, which is part of the requirement. And you want meant to do it nice and slow, but we'll just whack them off. You probably only do this when you're number one, but we'll turn it off now. Thankfully, I can't feel the temperature. So packs off, bleeds are on for departure, V-speeds are set. So if we go here to the before takeoff checklist, no, sorry, not before takeoff checklist, the performance calculator, V1128, VR135, V2, the third bug is set here on the MCP. The departure is the Joe Pool 3 departure. We're going to climb straight ahead to 400 feet AGL, then make a turn onto a heading of 190, and we'll then accelerate at 1600 feet, and then fly outbound from, what VOR was it called? The Maverick VOR, I think it was? Yes, the Maverick VOR on the 186 radial until we're to Nellin, which is at 36 miles. Stop altitude is 10,000 feet. And ATP2. Any problems, we'll climb straight ahead to, let's go to 4,000, that should be fine. Right, so he said taxi, Golf, Whiskey, Golf. So I think Whiskey Golf is just the whole point there. So what I'll do, I think because we're 7-4, I'm going to just go this way, maybe it's going to give a better wing tip clearance here.
And Alpaca 125, the squawk code should be 0542.
So for this flight, I actually took a little bit additional taxi fuel because I knew it would be a little bit busier here. So I've actually loaded on 30 minutes of taxi fuel instead of a standard 15. So you can see here we have taxi, look, 30 minutes, 1,300 kilos.
5 points. And who wanted IFR?
Oh, Matthew, you need to be on the middle line, really? Golf Whiskey. Yeah, nothing to see here. And I know you're not meant to do this either, but maybe the tower is so busy you won't realise. Golf Whiskey Golf, sorry. I didn't realise Golf went in the middle. And I know I'm not meant to cross the lines here. Golf Whiskey, yes. There are other professional streams available. Goddamn America. To be fair, I don't think there's any airports in Europe with 3 lines like this anywhere. Laura V, you're in the Whiskey Hotel. No, I'm not. Just ignore the last 30 seconds. If anyone tunes in now, they'll see I'm perfectly located at the Golf taxi. I already hear the sirens of the Sky Police. Unbelievable. Plainly, the American behind you will be very confused now.
Radar vectors to Zalia into departure. You're going to find out on the way to Zalia.
Oh, those sounds are so good. I can guarantee he's not at a TU-154. Unfortunately, there isn't a CSL. I think he's in a 727. Zach Flood, we noticed. No, what are you on about? What are you on about? Hello, V1 Simulations. Hope you're doing well. Well, if I ever see a rogue 737 taxi on Dallas Fort Worth in the near future at my home base, I'll let you know who it is. Unbelievable. See, V1, we don't have to deal with this massive airports in Europe. Only a few, and certainly we don't have the space for three taxi lines to be with each other. Hope you're doing well. V1 Simulations, ladies and gentlemen, an Airbus skipper. Go check his channel out. He's a good guy.
Affirm American 389.
So we're going to be number
American 389 DFW
4.
Tower, RNAV Larn, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff. RNAV Larn, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff, American 389.
Baron Setter, I want a pet alpaca, lovely. Jisnu, how long will take off? Well, let's say 3 minutes per departure. We'll probably be another 10 minutes here. But we're all ready to go.
American 2711, DFW clearance, cleared to the Denver
Parking
airport.
brake set.
So what's
Departure.
Calita Air doing?
Expect radar vectors
I'm
to
so
roll.
tempted just to taxi in front of him.
Filed. Maintain 10,000.
I can't obviously get past him. I'd smash my right wing into his nose, but he's not moving forward.
Also that cleared to the Denver airport. Radar vectors roll.
I think people don't realise how big the US is. There are a lot of land for sale. The size of some European cities.
And squawk 0555.
Is Dallas Fort Worth an automatic changeover frequency? Because when they give you that frequency, or do you wait for the handover?
American 393 requesting taxi. American 393 DFW Tower, runway 18 left.
Just sat here, engines running on the ground. We've nearly burnt a ton. Yeah, we burnt a ton of fuel. Look.
Runway 18 left, taxi via Golf,
It's
Whiskey Golf,
crazy. A
American
ton of fuel
393.
taxiing. We've only been taxiing for what, 15 minutes, if that.
American 389, contact departure. Contact departure, American 389.
Paolo, no flap. We have flap 10 set for departure.
Parking brake set.
So here's the wing view. You can see the leading edge visors are extended. And here's the trailing edge flaps. Obviously, the rear engine is a lot more noise. That sounds. I've travelled as a passenger on a jumbo several times, and this is pretty much exactly how it sounds. Very cool. Diego, when is it going to be for sale? The 747-200 imminently.
383, you ready to go?
Matthew, oh wait, you meant for departure. No, it's not. Auto change from ground to tower. However, it's only tower and line on that at the moment, so we'll wait for the handover to.
Heading 190,
Dallas
runway 18 left, clear to take off, Mexican Fifi.
Nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Hyman Ground should have told you to tune a monitor. Unfortunately, yeah, no, there's only
Parking brake release.
there's only tower on VATSIM today, so yeah, a lot of European airports the same monitor tower. When you're usually number 1 or number 2. So ready for takeoff. We're going to want that on EPR.
1440 heavy, runway 18 left, line up and wait.
On the full flight regime autothrottle system, fraps.
Line up, wait, 18 left, 2040 heavy.
If everything's set here correctly, I do. And we'll take this left because it is Whiskey Golf. And as soon as we get our line-up clearance, we'll complete the before takeoff checklist. The body gear steering, I've got to try and remember to disarm when we're lined up.
American 2711, request push and start. American 2711, push and start is at your discretion. Let me know when you're ready for taxi. We'll go 2711.
Awesome. Downloaded Orpho for the entire sector as well, you'll be pleased to hear.
Looking for departure to Mexico City.
Ah, yes. Felis told me how to shut this up. It's a little bit of a bug. Where's the audio for the inner marker? There we go. turn that down. It seems to pick up the inner marker at the moment, but you can turn the volume off so it just blinks.
San Antonio transition and then has filed.
Quite surprised there's even one installed.
Maintain 10,000.
Taxi a little bit further forward.
Departure frequency 125.02, squawk 0536.
The suspense is killing me. We're getting there. We're number 2.
Joe Pool 3 departure and then via the San Antonio transition as filed, climbing 10,000.
So for the parking brake on this, you need to make sure you hold the brake, brakes down and then pull the lever up, just like the real 747 and the NG.
Correction, Air Mexico 496, heavy read that correct. Mexicana 380.
Matthew, just wait until you have to spend an hour or two down in that pad with 40 other aircraft and they shut down for a storm. Oh, I can imagine, Matthew. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why you have 3 abreast aircraft here, and I can imagine at rush hour, peak times, is aircraft queuing left, right, and centre. I mean, the nearest we can get, obviously, being we fly to largest national airports, Madrid, Barcelona, being to Barcelona, they'd have multiple hold points, but only one taxiway. Well, yeah, enough for one aircraft there. I've been number 10, 11 for departure, but not so much as that. I mean, you have proper storms in the US as well. So, you can't even hear ATC. Crazy.
Connie 1440 heavy, RNAV Lauren, runway 18 left, clear for
Yeah, next.
RNAV 1, clear for takeoff, 18 left, Connie 1440 heavy.
So tilt on, put the weather radar on as well. Little weather radar hits. Complete this works as well. So increase the range. You can see the CRT screen powering up. It's amazing. All these little cracks here.
American 2711,
really cool.
taxi. American 2711, DFW ground, runway 18 left,
Got the
taxi
transponders to
via
TARA as well.
Runway 18 left, taxi via Golf, Whiskey Golf, American 2711.
Very, very cool.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot, Echo Heavy, runway 18
Parking
left.
brake released.
Line up and wait 18 left to Eastern 744 Echo. Oh, I keep trying to say alpaca now. Clear the line up and wait, Jim. A firm. So let's complete the checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Icing considerations.
Check.
Cabin alert.
Check.
Transponder.
Check.
Ignition.
Flight start.
Body gear steering.
That one we can skip
Hold on.
because I still haven't lined up, so I will remember to try and do it this
Back
time.
valves.
They're closed.
Closed. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Fuel boost pumps. On. Cross feed valves. Check.
Eastern 74
Before
Foxtrot,
takeoff
Echo
checklist
Heavy,
complete.
turn right, heading 190, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 18 left, clear to take off, heading 190. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Right, we'll just get lined up first. I'll just bring you to a little bit of a stop. Get your togas in check because we're almost ready to go. How's that line up? Ah, yeah, not bad. Right, lined up. Let's get out of here. Body gear steering to normal, and starting the timer. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Parking brake released. Let's turn these engines up. That's all looking stabilised. No rapid growth increase in EGT, all looking good. Let's go. Set takeoff thrust. Light forward pressure. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal.
Thrust set.
89.
Check, it's release forward pressure. You wait till I do the flyby.
V1. Rotate.
Up we go. And we're airborne.
Positive rate.
Gears coming up.
Gear up.
And trim for about 170. There's 400 feet, heading select. Is engaged, 190. Maintain that speed there.
Gears.
Perfect, so we're now going to accelerate. So I'm going to go to around that target altitude, which is I've set already prior to departure. Flaps to 5. Select commands. Just going to leave it at vertical speed, climbing at around, just around 1,500 feet per minute. Force calculator, so flaps 1 is 204 knots, so we can now select flap 1.
Flaps 1.
And flaps up. Just going to wait for 250 knots.
1440, climb and maintain 17,000. Climb and maintain 17,000, Connie 4040.
Perfect. So I'm just going to stay on that heading initially, and then we'll intercept that radial outbound. It's going to get ready for indicated airspeed hold. We've got to select climb thrust as well. There we are, indicated airspeed hold, climb thrust. Before I forget it, I'm going to start putting some of these packs on. Just half, probably going to do it a little bit slower. But there we are, 250 knots, 10,000, and we'll make sure we've armed that, otherwise the aircraft won't level off. And we best actually make a turn to intercept that radial, because you can see here, look, we're slightly left of track, so I'm just going to make a left turn now on that heading. We should have contacted departures now as well. Departures, good day, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo on the Joe Pool 3 departure San Antonio transition, passing 5,600 for 10,000.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy, regional departure, radar contact, climb maintain 17,000. Fly your present heading, join the Maverick 186 radial, resume the departure.
Climb 17,000 and maintain present heading, just confirm the VOR, you want to intercept.
We can join the Maverick 186 radial, resume the departure.
Maverick 186, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. I'm just going to intercept this one inbound here, so we're just going past there, and he wants Maverick 186. What does he mean by Maverick 186? Ah, sorry, yeah, Maverick 186 is the one I'm on. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Alright, we can arm Vorlock now, because we're actually on that. I've got a bit confused. Oh yeah, right, best do the after takeoff checklist as we're zooming on up here at 250 knots. God, it's such a busy aircraft, keeps you really, really busy. Right, after takeoff checklist, I best actually do a little bit of a flow here. So gear off. Want to brake, there's no off here. Air conditioning and pressurization. Packs are on full now. And flight switches to off.
Connie 1440, maintain 12,000. Maintain 12,000, Connie 4040.
And set, I think we've done everything. Let's do the after takeoff checklist now.
After takeoff checklist. Gear lever off. Landing and logo lights.
Oops.
Hold on.
Eastern 74
Wants them all off, but I know we're not above 10,000, so we can leave them off now.
Heavy 747, climbing through 10,000, hoping we leave one at 12,500.
Open. Fuel heat. Wait. 10,000.
Just need to put the fuel heat on, but we want to accelerate now to our econ climb speed. So if we go here to econ climb speed 303 knots, so what I'm going to do is just go vertical speed temporarily, lower than nose to around 1,000 feet per minute. Allow the aircraft to accelerate to 303 knots. And then we'll select indicated airspeed. I'll put the fuel heat on. 2, 3, 4. Oh, auto.
But I think
there you go.
Off the takeoff checklist complete.
After takeoff checklist complete. There we go. Cool. So we now need to wait for Nellin. Nellin's going to be at 35.8 DME, which is on the DME here. Otherwise, we'll carry on the 186 outbound from Maverick. Wait for 303 knots. You can hear as the airflow increases. 2 tons fuel heat will still be at 22 at 18,000 feet. Yeah, and also, I guess it automatically turns on as needed. There's 303 knots coming up. It's a blunt missile, this thing. There's 300.
Connie 1440,
and indicated airspeed hold. There we go. Let's do cruise checks if we pass 10,000 as well. So fuel, all those pumps are on. Lights can come off.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy, contact forward center 135.17.
13517 Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, bye.
Bye.
Perfect. Fort Worth Centre, good day, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, coming to 17,000, and we're on the Joe Paul 3 transition inbound Nellin.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, Fort Center, climb maintain flight level 380.
Climb maintain flight level 380, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. So 380 is set, and yeah, we better make sure we're watching onto one decimal flight, which we are.
American
Excellent.
389.
Pressurization just wants to check here. I'll turn the cabin now. So the cabin slowly climb 500 feet per minute. The cabin average is 3,500 feet. Diff pressure is up to 4.5 psi. Looks like pressurizing. There we are. Checks complete. So navigation wise, 35.8 DME. I'll be at Nellin. We'll then get the Waco. Waco. I don't want to keep saying Waco. I don't know. It says Waco. 15.3. That's set on box 2, and their radio one is 177. There we go. So you can see that's already tuned 42 miles, and it looks like that radio's coming in very nicely. Beautiful. What are the dials inside the indicated airspeeds?
1440, maintain 16,000.
As you maintain a fixed indicated airspeed in the climb, the will increase. So just waiting for that 35.8 DME. Well. Thanks for subscribing, Jonathan Cohen. Welcome. That is a loud aircraft. Yeah, that's why I love flying it as well. So 35.8, we should be directly overhead Nellin. There you go, look, no joke, we'll turn it off so you can do it later. We'll go on a heading of 177 now. Course 177, Waco, and we'll try and identify it as well before we use it, 15.3. We'll switch over to INS later on, but if I turn up nav 1, we should get the ident. Do I have to select nav 1 as an option here? Not sure. Well, not getting the ident, but I'm confident it's correct. Anyway, 15.3, we can switch over to lock. There we are. So we're now inbound.
Just restricting altitude for now, having an aircraft fly over you, and then we'll get you up. Not so bad.
Cool. So INS-wise, if we look on to Jim's INS, we have that first INS waypoint, which is the San Antonio VOR, 166 miles. We should there in about 24 minutes. So obviously that time will decrease as we also accelerate as well. There's our ground speed, 406 knots. We just went to overhead Waco. Is that correct, Matt Warren? Waco. Chain works. How are the IDGs called here? Why fuel heat? I think on long sectors, obviously the fuel temperature, well, the 737, the limit for the cold temperature is the fuel waxing temperature of the fuel, or minus 43, which is the most limiting factor. It's very unusual for fuel to ever be a limit in the 737, but if it happens to be exceptionally cold air on a 4 or 5 hour sector, it might actually have to descend to a lower altitude in the NG, but I guess in the 747 they have an option of somehow fueling, heating the fuel before it enters, or I guess, I don't know if it's in a tank or I'm lighter than the Connie you're about to overtake. Very cool. It will be one of the fastest aircraft here. We're going to be cruising at decimal 85 today. So we're going to climb at 303 knots indicated until we're doing decimal 85, then we'll switch over to Mach hold. Wind 06611 at the moment, so slight tailwind. Should we do a little flyby? Contrails are just about to start. Beautiful day in Dallas. It's just past midday here, I think. We're all for the entire sector.
Crossword Center, good afternoon. Alpaca 125, passing 11,000 feet.
So inbound to Waco, as I've learned. Next run will be 193, so we'll get that set up on Jim's side. We're going to go 1932.
Level 360.
Hori? We'll go with that.
2233, 4 center.
Perfect, so that's just going to be the 193 radial. There we are, that's set ready. All set standard, yeah, thank you. The reason I forgot that is, here's my excuse. My operator, we would have set it already. I was trying to remember, because I'm in America, to wait for the transition altitude, which we've already passed, to set 1013. Yep, set standard now, thank you. In Europe, it's usually done at 5,000 feet or so. There's the weather in Dallas-Fort Worth, 2 tons. 10 stanchion miles, few clouds, 23 degrees, 3006.
American 20,
And then American remarks, which I don't understand. Papa Justified, nothing like yourself plenty. Nothing like giving yourself plenty to do in a live stream. You bring a lot of cheer in your streams. Cheers, thank you, Papa Justified. I mean, it's a busy aircraft. This is workload significantly higher than I would be flying the NG, but I enjoy the challenge. That's a lovely view.
Mexicon 383, contact Houston Center 134.42.
Matt Edge, I'm just passing San Antonio VOR. Weather is nice, 80 is amazing. I'm on your back. We're catching up. Dominic, how many tons of fuel on board? Right now, we have 37.6 tons of fuel. To put it in perspective,
American 21, 98, Center.
well, I don't know in the climbs that changes, but right now, you can see as we climb, look, the fuel burn decreases, the engines become more efficient, less dense. But right now, we're burning,
21, 98,
what's that, 4
Center,
tons an hour per engine? So, 4, 8, 12, 16 tons an hour right now. That's crazy. Anyway, 5 miles, every 6,000 feet is about a nautical mile, so 6, 12, 18, 24. We're literally right over the top of the Waco VOR, so let's go here. There you go, so we'll go on a heading briefly here. Roll out 193. We'll fly outbound 193 for a short while. You'll see the needle swing imminently. Look at that. There's the... Whoa, look at that, right over the top of it.
Okay, 1440, contact followable 280.
Climb 280, 40.
So obviously within sort of 10 miles, it's very sensitive. Because you've got an INS, you can actually get your true track, which is quite helpful to calculate whether you should be turning left or right to intersect. So 196. Yeah, that should slowly come back. A few more degrees to the right there.
And Center American 2711 with you at 17,000.
And the next thing we need to do is wait until we are 70 miles away on the 193 radial, and then we'll be overhead. Hurry.
Okay, 1440, comment 10-50320, thanks, Joe.
Climate 320, 145.
There we are, there's the course deviation indicator coming in now. As soon as that's bang on, we can re-engage full lock. Now we're doing this nearly decimal 80. Still climbing high.
Roger. Eastern 7, before Foxtrot Echo, contact Houston Center 134.
And then when we get to Hurry, we'll fly initially inbound towards San Antonio on the VR, then we'll switch to INS navigation, because that is our first programmed waypoint on the INS. Elliot Smith, what's the most rewarding sim aircraft you've flown, and what's the most challenging you've flown? Probably the Colomata Concorde, and Felis' other aircraft, the Tupolev Tu-154. The Concorde is something very, you feel you've achieved something getting that flight from A to B, going supersonic. Going to be flying that again very soon, guys. Probably the next different aircraft. I think I'm going to try Microsoft Flight Simulator again. A lot of people asked me to fly the CRJ 700, which I haven't flown for a while, and I think it's been recently updated to work with the Sim Update 5. So I might try that again. Hi Luigi. Go ahead.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, contact Houston Center 134.42.
134 decimal 42 Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Thanks to ATC. Bye. Perfect. So here's Houston Centre. That radial's very slowly coming in still. Just going to come aboard. He's gone heading at 200 to help.
Cleared for 67 departure to
Louis Perez, thank you very much for your 5 months as a member, a Mexican member. I'm excited you're finally coming to visit my hometown. I'm very sure you'll like so much the challenging approach to 05. Right, that's the one we're planning on doing, Luigi. I've been practicing it as well. The approach we're flying today, very, very, very hard. it's a procedural approach onto a 5-mile final onto the ILS. It's pretty tricky. Just going to wait until that radio's bang on, and then we'll engage full up, nearly doing decimal 85.
Southwest 23, holding short 13 right on Golf. Southwest, sorry, I forgot about you. Southwest 23, cross from runway 13 right at, we've had to do this way. Southwest 23, taxi by Echo, cross runway 13 right and 13 left. We'll see you later. No problem, it's my fault. Echo to the gate, Southwest 23. I'm going to turn the burner for you in a minute. Alright, we'll see you shortly then.
Houston Centre, good afternoon. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, climbing flight level 380. We're inbound to Horry and then San Antonio VO.
Two checking at once there. I got Spirit 81.
So 4 lock, there's the radial, and decimal 85. We're going to go to Mach hold now, otherwise the aircraft's going to keep accelerating past MMO.
The Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, they checked in.
Affirm Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, good afternoon. Climbing flight level 380, and we're on the Joe Pool 3 San Antonio transition departure Dallas Fort Worth.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, Houston Centre, hello, thank you.
Perfect. So decimal 85, nav's engaged, out select in his arms. Check the pressurisation system, do the engineer's job here. So you can see the cabin altitude stabilised 6,200. Diff pressure will slowly increase then if it's maintaining an altitude. But all looking good here. We've burnt, since starting engines, 8 tonnes of fuel. 8 tonnes of fuel, that's enough to get from the UK to Barcelona. We've been airborne for 18 minutes in a 737 UK to Barcelona, no problem.
Hello,
deadly crash again. If the aircraft isn't equipped with autothrottle, do you need to constantly manage the thrust to keep the desired back speed or just absurd M1 percentage? So it does have an autothrottle, this aircraft. It's called FRAT, stands for Full Flight Regime Autothrottle System. And it's pretty good. For example, right now I've got it set to just maintain the climb thrust, or EPR, so, and in the EPR mode climb, so it's setting the most economical climb thrust setting. When we get to the cruise, I'll switch to Mach hold, and then the cruise regime, and yeah, it'll maintain the speed as well. Romeo Charlie, flight to what's your PC spec, list of intel, your FX system. So remember, we're out to 48 miles now. If you check the DME distance just here, we're waiting for 70 miles, just to show you where we are. There you go. Not to scale, obviously, so 70 miles, you probably won't see the aircraft. And then we'll get to San Antonio 16.8 now. And then we'll switch to INS. There's San Antonio, 85 miles to go.
American 2233, Houston Centre, thank you.
So will you buy the rotate sim MD11? I will.
Cactus 4912, contact Fort Worth Centre 135.17.
All the throttles are overrated. Yes, not on your CRJ. Isn't it, Matthew, you flying?
4428 Echo, do you have an approach request to Natchez?
Javier, do you think this plane is easier to fly than the FlyJSim 727? I think there's more to do in this aircraft, considerably more. But the FlyJSim, you know, yeah, I mean, this has auto throttle, but they're equally as hard as each other, I'd say. Anyway, because I don't know anywhere in the world where we are, what we'll do, we'll bring up
23.
The maps, let's see geographically where we are. Approaching Austin, Texas. There's Austin down on the left. I think that's Austin there.
Direct the Nuevo Laredo VOR.
Anyway, altitude alert, approaching flight level 380. I just need to remember when we get there to switch the auto regime to speed, otherwise it will keep the climb thrust.
Number 4428
Oh, I already
Echo,
got rid
Roger,
of a Sid
cross,
Charm, but yeah,
Vanessa
if you remember
VOR,
rightly,
and
guys,
or
70
about
miles
4,000, clear the island,
here,
runway 13
and
approach,
we'll switch over
report
to San Antonio. There we are, now select engage, so what I'm going to do is go down here, switch the order throttle to Mach, so I'm just going to let the aircraft accelerate first, decimal 85 first, as it levels off. $848, $849, $850. So let's now hold order throttle on Mach hold, so you'll see the thrust slowly come back to maintain decimal 85, and there we are. Hi Mark Barrett, hello from Newcastle, UK. This is really interesting stuff, thank you very much. Just waiting for 70 DME, and then there's 1 mile to go, so I'll bring up San Antonio on my side, 16.8. Just better go to heading first. As the inbound course was 204, we should be straight on that radial immediately.
Hello, thank you.
204, there we are, slightly right, so just go to lock. And then once that's all aligned, I'm going to switch to
Hello,
INS.
562, contact Fort Worth Centre 135.17, we'll see you later. 3517
And then when we get to San Antonio VOR, we'll do a fuel check, make sure it's all okay.
103, sorry for the delay.
A bit of an aggressive turn there, because
and you have the Link 1 arrival on board.
So make sure when you check in on VATSIM, guys, always listen first. That guy just started talking when someone was already talking. Same as in real life. Nothing bugs me more, I hate more than people that check in on AC without listening, they just talk.
Airport via after SEMS, that's Sierra Juliet India. It's the Link 1 arrival. Maintain flight level 340 for now.
Right, so, INS. You see here, if we should cross-check this, if we go to distance time, 58 miles on the INS, DME 58, so that's a kind of self-confidence test. We're happy that the first INS waypoint is the San Antonio VOR as a cross-check.
Alpaca 125, what level are you climbing to?
Remember, these are separate sources of information. This is inertial-based distance, this is DME range.
Alpaca 125, roger.
Oh yeah, Felis, yeah, don't worry, I remember to do waypoint change 01, I always remember that one. That's the only thing I know how to do on the INS. DME updating, position updating, don't know anything else. Waypoint change 01, insert. Now, we'll go over to heading first. Heading select. So if I don't do that, guys, Felis is absolutely right. It will try and navigate from your original position, which was Dallas-Fort Worth, to the first waypoint, which obviously we didn't fly. We've been flying different VORs, different radials. But if I now switch this source to INS, you'll see it should be nicely lined up, which it is. We'll give INS to Jim. We'll select the INS on, which is here. INS is active, nav's engaged, and now the aircraft is following the programmed waypoints in the INS, which is super cool. And we can also, as we fly along our route, tune all the VORs as sort of gross error checks, check it against the INS. The routing I chose today was pretty much the standard flight plan route. Quite fortunate, it just happened to go via VORs. I did adjust it slightly to make sure that was the case. But if I bring up
I completely missed the call sign there, the Airline.
Navigraph, I'll be able to show you our routing.
Minimums, approaching.
Elliot Smith, welcome as a member, glad you enjoyed the content, buddy. You get invited to our members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom modes in chat. Thank you very much for the
Charlie Whiskey Tango 131, I got your
yes, the Discord
call for push to start. It's approved.
Invited to, thank you.
Call me short of Whiskey.
Right, so I've just opened up Navigraph, loaded up our route. So
and the American aircraft calling. So
there you are. So now we're routing INS to our first waypoint. So this was sort of where the arrival terminated, and the arrival. This is where the SID terminated at San Antonio. And the only airway I thought was like here via Iceman. So I thought I'd just go in a straight line to Corpus. I don't know where it is apparently. And then we're flying existing airways all the way there. Like Juliet 25 to the Brownsville VOR, very short stint then to Matamoros VOR, Uniform Juliet 19 airway all the way to Tampico, and then to Pahuca. Will be in our descent at that stage, and then our arrival actually, the only stars unfortunately into Mexico City are RNAV based now. However, I spoke to the VATSIM coordinators and said, yep, and on RNAV aircraft, just file your flight plan to route direct to the VOR and then align the semi to one of these VORs. I know, I'm trying to talk over VATSIM here, guys, sorry. Just turn them down a bit. So the line of send us to prior to the Mexico VOR. We'll send us either direct to Santa Lucia for runway 23 left, or San Mateo for 05 right, which is what I'm expecting, because 05 right apparently is the preferred landing runway up to a certain amount of tailwind, even though I think it's actually favouring 05 right now. And from San Mateo, we'll fly the transition onto 05 right. So, yeah, that's why I chose this route. It works really nicely with conventional navigation.
George Bush Airport 5, press position direct to JPEG, then something 1 arrival, maintain flight level 360.
Listen, why not use Vorlock the whole way? Well, INS just means you don't have to worry about tuning the courses at each radial distance. We're following VORs and we can cross-check it. Might as well use INS.
330 Charlie Delta, on number 2 in the queue, clear you back. Who else was calling with a request?
Hi Gustavo, hi, it's Gustavo from VACMEX right now. It's work hours in Mexico, so I was not able to staff centre, but expect full control for centre approach tower ground. Gustavo, thank you firstly very much for your email. Gustavo emailed me yesterday because he saw I was streaming to Mexico. Very kindly offered to organise ATC, of which I said, oh, that would be awesome, thank you very much. But the fact that you could even get any ground I'd been, even no ATC, it doesn't matter. But thank you so much for organising ATC. For us to fly into. I'm looking forward to it and see how it will be managed there. But, yeah, I'm going to be requesting that approach you recommended, 05 right transition via the San Mateo VOR. So thank you very much. What's this light that's illuminated here? Alert. Is that because I'm approaching a programmed waypoint? I should think that's it. I hope it is. So remember, we'll do that fuel check overhead San Mateo as we fly towards the San Antonio VOR. It's a big city here as well.
360 and 10 minutes. It's nice with me, squawk 2420.
Jib Bob 2 Bob, Mac hold, that is correct. We're currently in Mac hold. The order from is very nicely maintaining Mac display file. And you'll see now that the range will slightly differ, the slant range from the DME and the INS range, which will not take height into account, so that's more accurate laterally, but that's the actual range. Overhead the VOI, it'll be your height divided by 6, so 38,000 divided by 6,000 feet. That's about 1 nautical mile for every 6,000 feet.
And Charlie Tango 131, runway 15 left, taxi via Whiskey Whiskey.
So here's the San Antonio VOR for a fuel check. We should be here 29 minutes into the flight. We're 28 with 10 miles to go, so that looks about right. And we should have burnt 10.3 tonnes of fuel, 10,245. Obviously we're a little bit early, we should probably do this in a little minute, but it looks like we burnt, what's that, 10 tonnes? 11 tonnes, so 11 tonnes. Just about 10 tonnes. We're overhead directly now, so the fuel burns bang on. Look, 10,245, very accurate. We should have 24.8 tonnes, but remember we took extra. We've got 34.2, so 34.2 minus the 24.8. Calculate here. We've got an extra 10 tonnes, which makes sense with the extra fuel we took.
Let's go 2687.
Was a little bit more than that, wasn't it? Yeah, actually quite a bit of extra fuel, but we'll take it. The fuel burns it where we're expecting over at San Antonio. And there we are, the aircraft in INS is automatically routing to the next waypoint, the Charlie Romeo Papa VOR, which we can tune 15.5. Let's back up.
DC squawk 2420.
A little bit out of the range of the VOR, I think. Well, actually, I don't think, this is a VORTAC, I don't think it has DME information. So I'll go 15.5 both sides, or maybe it doesn't have the range.
And it's kind of 383. Are you able to flight level 340?
And that one was the provided meal on today's flight. We've got 388 passengers of first and economy class. Depending on where you're sat, will be based off what meal you have. We're not flying Alpaca Airways today. I don't know what East Airlines would typically serve on a sector like this, but what's a well-known food for Texas? I don't know, a hot dog? Baron says they chorizo and eggs. Unbelievable.
50, 40,
Oh, Luigi. Thank you very much for your Mexican dollars. Thank you very much for your Mexican dollars.
Thanks again for this awesome content and community.
Oh,
I brought the Mexican pesos as a small contribution from my side. Tequila, tacos and mezcal are on me once you get here. Smiley face.
Thank you very much for the 300 pesos, Luigi Perez. Very, very kind of you. I never know what the currency is in Mexico, I always forget. But no, thank you for your continued support as a member for another generous donation. And yeah, looking forward to tequila tacos. And, how do you pronounce it? Mezcals? I don't know. I actually had. Oh my god, what did I have for lunch? I can't even remember now. I think you said tequilas. I didn't have tequilas for lunch. I can assure you that. It was Mexican. I can't remember what it was. Not tacos. Oh dear. Thank you very much. Fajitas for Texas. No, that's what I had for lunch as well. A fajita. I had a fajita for lunch. Feeling all Mexican today. Thank you very much, Luigi. Very, very kind.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that. Yeah, it will be runway 20. Push start your discretion. Just call me taxi. American 2198, Austin wind 1907, gust 14, runway 18 left, clear to land.
There she is. The defunct Eastern Airlines. I think there's an Eastern Airways now, but not Eastern Airlines as most of our American friends would know it. Listen, damn, now I'm hungry. Yeah, me too.
United 1651, hello, you number 2 in the queue at the moment, I'll call you back. Number 330 Charlie Delta, you're clear and step when you're ready. 330 Charlie Delta, thanks, clear to the Dallas Fort Worth Airport. There we go, so it's about the 6-7 departure.
What a beautiful machine. And am I right in thinking the engines, the CF6, was sort of the first sort of rendition of a high bypass turbofan engine? I think they were the first to sort of, the 747-100 was the first aircraft to have that. Obviously this is 200. Sacred Land, the modelling of this aircraft is just epic. This is the best part of 3-4 years of the making. Felis would tell you that. But as I mentioned last time, you know, this is not a Christmas cracker add-on. I don't think that's a saying I've ever used, but we will use it now at Flight Deck Sim. Christmas cracker add-ons are the ones that are a bit pants. This is, if you were, I know that a lot of people cringe at the term study level, everyone says that, but it is a incredibly accurate rendition of the original 747-200. Everything, from the system implementation, the navigation, all the systems work as they should. I mean, I was just talking to one of the devs yesterday when I was testing the approach, and the amount of input, the amount of manuals they've been looking at. I mean, they've got 16,000 pages worth of manuals and data they've been looking to make this aircraft. Very, very cool.
Air Mexico 2687, runway 15 left.
Hi Shamus Carey, does the X-Plane have a built-in YouTube line? How do you stream the game like this? So I use a program called Streamlabs OBS, which gives you an ability to stream whatever you want. You can stream games, stream whatever's your screen, links to YouTube. Ah, thank you Paul F. Well spotted. Don't click on that link, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bot of some sort.
In fact, maybe not. Just confirm your equipment suffix for me.
Equipment suffix, I hope he doesn't ask that one for me. I've got nothing. I'll just say I've got nothing. I'll have one.
That's fine, it came through as Zulu. That's fine. United 1651's clear to the Los Angeles airport via the Bendito 5 departure with the Kruger transition filed. Client leader Sid, expect flight level 34010 minutes after departure.
Hello, Mrs. My Captain. In real life, have you been in the maintenance hangar to see under the skin? I haven't, no. I have some types of currency training. They have an aircraft in the hangar, and I have been to see sort of like bits. I've seen sort of like not fully under the skin, but I've seen sort of engine covers open to have a good look inside and things like that, but not proper under the skin. You know, I've also seen in eBay a few times. But no, I'd love to actually spend a day with an engineer just to go over some stuff. Functionality in the flight deck, you know, we flick a switch I know what it's doing and what the system's doing, but I'd actually like to see the parts, especially when you think of sizes of things. You think of like an air conditioning pack, how big do you think it is? It's actually not that big at all. But scale-wise, it's very interesting to learn all those things. Oh, head to Fort Worth Eastern is still flying to this day with several 767s based out of Miami. Is that the original Eastern Airlines though? Because I saw there was Eastern Airways, but is that built from the original one? I don't know.
I'm sorry, the Eastern went calm, runway 15, elastic clear to take off. Charlie Whiskey Tango, clear to take off, turn right, heading 300.
Yeah, so 64 miles to our next waypoint, which is waypoint number 2. Waypoint number 2 is, as I mentioned, the Charlie Romeo Papa Vieira, 15.5. Again, we have the DME range and INS range there. It's going to take us 7 minutes to go. That's why INS is so useful, because you get the addition of time. I mean, you can work it out if you've got your distance and speed, you can work out your time, but it's just there ready available.
The Austin wind 190.
A little bit cloudier now.
Runway 18 left, clear to take off. Your traffic is at about a 4.5 mile final.
Where's the border with Mexico? I mean, it's on the flight plan, to be fair, what the FIR boundary is. It is at between waypoints Dusby and Mapil, so when we pass the Matamoros VOR.
Alpaca 137, stand by.
Very cool.
Alpaca 137, I'm going to have a handoff for you in about 15 minutes. If you're not going to be back before then, I'll just hand you off to advisory now. Okay, help.
Hi Matic, hi Captain. In real life, how do you deal with passengers without masks? I have encountered a few during COVID, but they put it on after the flight attendants reminded them. Yes, so at Margaret Matic, it is a mandatory requirement to wear a face covering, unless you're eating or drinking or medically exempt, of which you need to show proof of. And the very few occasions where a mask has not been worn, the cabin crew advise that they put the mask on straight away, because it's when they buy the ticket, it's in the terms and conditions, very clear, they say mask must be worn. And, I mean, if a passenger was to stubbornly refuse the mask and he didn't have any proof of medical reason for it, then yeah, he's in breach of his terms and conditions, so he'd probably be offloaded, but not had that problem since the pandemic started.
United 1647, some request, you are number 1.
Carlos, FSS 2020 is better, yes. There's only one sim to rule them all, as they said in Lord of the Rings. Well, not the case. I do like Microsoft Flight Simulator, but both sims are extremely good. Come on, out you get, Jack. Out you get. Good boy. Can you hear Jack's tail whacking on the desk?
Air Mexico.
Come on. Okay. Good boy.
87.
Yes. On your bed. Go on your bed. On your bed. Good boy.
Bear with me, you're not radar contact just yet. You're just below my radar coverage. Hold on.
Oh, it's a little bit cloudier. I did the test sector yesterday and today. It was beautifully clear sky. Until just north of Mexico City. Now it's just cloudy. All that lovely ortho. So tomorrow's my last day at work. I am considering doing a stream on Flight Edison Gaming, because I don't actually have any plans tomorrow. So we've got a few house jobs to do, a few bits and pieces. I might do a stream on train sim again. Drive those big cargo trains in America, because apparently they've fixed the braking issue, and I quite enjoyed that. See that long-necked man again. I'm sure some of you will remember that.
From American 39, what's your question?
Very cool. Michelle B, isn't the order throttle still on climb? No, that's an old message, but no, we can see what Max selected. This EPR decrease is a way of, I think it's equivalent of your assumed temperature in the NG. I don't know what data is available to be able to reduce your takeoff thrust to a one needed, but I've been using full takeoff dry thrust settings for departure, which has led to some quite impressive climb rates, but it works out quite nicely. But there is, as you saw, a kind of basic takeoff and landing calculator where you can put in all the information and it'll give you what performance you need. Yes, that's it, 2 tons. Long necked Jim will make a return. Yes, I really enjoyed what I'm doing. I'm going to fire it up tomorrow morning and see what missions are available, because I didn't know that last mission we did was like 2.5 hours long, but I'll see what missions are, what the lengths are, looking online on Wikipedia or something, and I'll choose what to do on stream. Do some shunting or whatever it is. That was really cool, those big cargo trains. VNAS JT, the aircraft will be on be an instant buy, no doubt. I'm sure it will be. Guys, no information on a complete release date. Felis did tell me to say that it is very close to release now. Very close. Just some fine tuning and bug fixing as well. Final price again has not been publicly announced as well. However, when it is released, I will stream it again, and I guarantee you I will be doing a giveaway of some sort. Felis did offer to give me one, but I will also purchase a copy, because my sort of attitude is, if a developer is kind enough to send me an aircraft for free, I would have, before the channel was really small, I used to buy it myself, and it's my little way of giving back something for you guys. So if one is given for me to give away, I like to also afford purchase an additional copy as well. So I'll be doing 2 giveaways for the 742.
330 Charlie Delta.
Joshua, this is where you all hang out on those group flights. Yeah, we're all here. Lauren, there's going to be a Boston Providence mission for train sim. Well, not sure if it's free. You used to take the train all the time. Okay.
Whiskey Bravo, whiskey.
Listen a minute, it's 2021, you have to pick a political flight sim opinion and fight for your life online about it. Yes, there is only one sim for some people. I think most people do value both sims. I mean, yes, Microsoft Flight Sim, as I mentioned earlier, it's probably going to be the next sim we stream in, the CRJ, I think. So yeah, I haven't been on it in ages. I certainly haven't been on VAT sim on a commercial flight for months. But we'll see what's changed. Performance has improved significantly as well for me personally. Abbas, will you be adding more waypoints to the INS? No, we only need program 7 for this sector. We're currently routing inbound to waypoint number 2. Samuel Butler, it's great when you have developers who are so cooperative and open, makes a real difference. Yeah, most are, Samuel Butler. I mean, I sometimes approach them. I've approached a number recently, especially with the time off I've had at work. I've been very busy the last 12 weeks saying, this is what I do as well. But happy to promote your products, because I run social media as well, and it's how it works. If they send me a copy, I can say on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, thanks to these guys that sent me a copy. You guys probably want to see it, especially aircraft like the Felis, and we'll go from there. Elliot Smith, will we ever see a flight date to Sim A320NX? I've done it a few times. I've done one stream in the flyby-wire. It's been a long time since we've flown a 320 series aircraft.
010 minutes after departure.
Sus, is it possible to do an instrument approach using INS? Great question. I don't think so. I think INS SEVA is only for en route navigation. I mean, could you technically? Yes, you could. You could program each waypoint on the approach and leave it in INS, but it's not going to give you the accuracy required. On an approach, in accuracy is required of an RMP of 0.3. It's likely with the accuracy of the system, it's not going to be able to turn and keep within those limits if it's say got some tight turns onto final. But it could technically do it. There we are. Inbound to the next waypoint. So we did actually pick up some DME range in the end from Charlie Romeo Papa, but we're now inbound to Brownsville 16.3. I don't know if Felis is still here, but I don't know how to ident nav aids still, because there's 16.3, 114 INS DME cross checks. This looks good. Now inbound to Brownsville, which I think is on the border with Mexico, isn't it? Is that the borderline? Yes. Yeah, I don't know how to actually get the ident to the nav aids, because I've got nav 1 turned right up here, but I can't hear any beeping. Turn the marker up. The marker up now. Oops, I've still got the weather radar tilts at +5. Let's point that down slightly. Might get a little bit of ground clutter now. Just put the range up.
check it, Mexicano 50. Mexicano 383, just checking it if you're able to direct the Mike Alpha Mike, the Matamoros VOR.
Any good A380 add-ons? I don't think so at the moment, Luigi.
I'm able to for direct Mike Alpha Mike VOR, Mexicano 383. Mexicano 383, thank you,
Vina, switch from voice to IDA.
Mike Alpha Mike VOR, Mexicano 383. And Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, are you able to direct the Matamoros, the Mike Alpha Mike VOR from your present position?
A-firm, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, thank you. Clear direct the Matamoros VOR.
Direct to the Matamoros VOR, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. So the Matamoros VOR is waypoint number 4, okay, so it's going to give us a nice little shortcut. So, if we go here, they are 14.3 just to show you where it is. And to route direct to it, we need to go to waypoint change, just confirm it is number 4, it is, so waypoint change, 04, insert, there we are, and it's now going to make a turn direct to the Matamoros VOR. There we are. We can tune that one up as well, 14.3.
American 33. Center, hello, thank you. Clear to the Dallas Fort Worth Airport as filed. Sorry, correction, the Beltway 6 departure.
Yeah, voice ident switch is doing anything.
Maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure. Your departure is with me, squawk 2520.
Hayden, still got a full roster at the moment? Yeah, it's calmed down a little bit, but 3 or 4 flights. And then next week, now I've got 3 flights next week. 4 the following week. I've got my sim check coming up as well. My 6-month sim check. But yeah, the last 28 days at the moment, I'm up to 90-something hours. It's been, the last 4 weeks have been just a blur. It's been great, very busy. Yeah, it feels like I'm back to full time on the roster. But yeah, it's been very, very nice to have some normality.
Taxi via Romeo Bravo, Whiskey Bravo, and Whiskey.
Hi P-Test, hope you're doing well. Have you missed anything? Lovely departure cruise so far, but so far so good, all flying nice and smoothly. And this has been only a few dabs so far. They've had a peaceful ride from South. Far fewer dams than our inaugural stream. A few of them, most of them were due to little funny quirks with, you know, where they want the switches to be at certain phases, but yeah, definitely have more for descent, I'm sure. Look at that, there's the coastline of the United States and Mexico. Off towards the, is it Atlantic or Caribbean at this stage? Oh dear. No, it's not the Atlantic, oh! Yeah, go ahead guys. God damn, get my map out. Matt Rod, do you own your own general aviation plane? No, but I do wish I had given up J-Fly. DD, watching this makes me want to get an aircraft this type of wireless, more fun than the Bay of Jets. Like, absolutely. Gulf of Mexico, thanks Joshua. Yeah, I got a little bit disorientated there with my position in the world. Thank goodness I don't fly around this part of the world here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're just flying across the Atlantic. What a coastline of the Atlantic. I just pictured in my head the United States, and I was thinking like, yeah, East Coast Caribbean. I was thinking, no, we're a lot further west. A lot further west. Unbelievable. Yeah. Look at the members coming here to take the mic. Hi, Dallas Fort Worth, HVAC. Glad to see you took off from my hometown, Dallas Fort Worth. Love to see you do Heathrow, Dallas Fort Worth. Cheers. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Usually we stay away from sort of long sectors, but I think when this gets released, I might do a sort of medium long haul, maybe 5-6 hours in this aircraft to kind of do those couple of giveaways. We'll do some stuff in the cruise, you know. We'll do something for sure. Greg Scott, all seas are connected, so you're technically correct. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Direct the Nuevo Laredo VOR. Clear direct November Laredo, that's November Lima Delta.
Perfect. Anyway, we'll soon be halfway to Mexico. Mexico City, first ever stream here, guys. There we go. To an external.
Mexicana 383, you need my airspace to the south.
Two-Ton, still planning long haul for 80,000 subscriber charity stream. Yeah, when we get there, you'll be a long haul. I think what we'll do is the 80,000 subscribers 8-hour flight sort of thing.
Have a nice day. Bye. Thank you.
We'll see. But yeah, the channel, I'm only growing by about 400 or 500 subs a month at the moment, so probably be a few months off yet, but we'll get something planned for sure. Matej, will you fly some day to Prague? There's a nice relatively new scenery. The ATC on Vatsum unfortunately isn't online as often, but it'll maybe come online for you. Well, thank you very much, Matej. We have been to Prague before, but it has been a long time. For those of you who are new to the channel, you might want to check out this link here. This is a link to a map showing all of our streams to date. Well, not every stream, but most of the commercial jet airliners. I've put on this route map here, which has all the flights there.
Alpaca 125, thank you. Clear direct the Matamoros Field.
It's come through any second here. My bubble bath reference earlier, yes.
Mexico 2687 is clear direct the Matamoros Field.
I quite like the Christmas cracker add-on edition as well. But no, the music was very befitting to a bubble bath.
Mexico 2687 makes and direct the Mike Alpha Mike.
Unbelievable.
Welcome.
Well, I don't know why it's not being read out. Thank you very much for subscribing. That was Alan somewhere.
50, 40,
Alan
30,
thank you.
20,
Anthony. Thank you very much. $10.20. This will be said.
I would like to place an order for your finest eucalyptus bubble bath that you advertised as selling earlier. Thanks.
Head over to flydecktosim.com/bubblesinmybath.com. And the eucalyptus option is available for discounts at the moment. Yes, and if you put the off
50,
code of
40,
flydecktosim
30, 20,
flydecktosim spa, you get free postage packaging. Thank you, Anthony, very kind.
Hello, Captain. What a beautiful plane.
Thank you very much, Edo. Thank you very much, Little Games, one of the members of the channel, as well, for your £4.28 donation as well. Holla to you, and what a beautiful plane. Indeed it is, Edo. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you for your generosity and your continued support as a member, buddy. Thank you very much. Wow. Oh, all coming out on this stream state. Listen to it, I'm now hungry. I want a bubble bath.
Charlie and Mike cross runway 22 at Charlie.
Outrageous. So this is Ortho level 16 en route, or 17 around Mexico. This approach, beautiful. It's going to be absolutely stunning, right over the top of the city. Oh, you're going to love it. I'm going to be working hard. I'm going to make mistakes. It's very difficult, very challenging. I'm going to be making mistakes. I have to configure at certain points. Yeah, I've done a few practice approaches. Not one has gone perfectly. So we'll see.
And that's British phase holiday. Disregard. And then the 330 Charlie Delta's radar contact say altitude. 330 Charlie Delta, perfect, thank you very much. Reach direct to stick.
So sorry I missed your first question, you don't need to repeat it, I do try and read all the chat. Why do some classics have 300 pilots? Is it because they have a rollout feature? Yeah, I think it's to do with that, yeah, I mean, for the NG, my operator, we only have, we don't have full fail operational, we have fail passive, so that has two, you know, that autopilot has no input on the rudder, so just roll and pitch, which means we can do Cat 3A only. I could be completely wrong, but I think a third autopilot might be required in wide body jets or certain other jets to allow for that run speed. But I can't, honestly don't know. Because I don't think, yeah, well, the fail operational NG, which I think has rollout feature, but is that basically an autopilot to the rudder as well? I think there must be a rudder channel there. I honestly don't know, because you definitely don't have a third autopilot in the NG.
United 16.
And Matt Ryan, did you see Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 will be adding the P51 Air Race? Yes, I did see that, the Reno Air Race. Yeah, that was something quite fun. I would definitely try that. I've Vlad, Russian 747 211. Good day to you. Hi Casey, thank you very much for your membership. Glad you joined the content. You'll get invited to our members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom emojis in chat as well. Thank you very much for your support there. Welcome aboard, buddy. LA to Dubai to Jack Sullivan. No, that's going to be a section and a half. Perfect. Actually, I need to work out our top descent point. Elevation of Mexico City is about 7,000 feet above sea level. So we're at 38,000 feet. We don't actually need to times that by 3 because we're already at 7,000. It's going to be 7,000 feet above sea level. So we only need to lose about 31,000 feet. So we need to start our top descent about 93 miles. We'll just call it 100 miles away from Mexico. So looking at the flight plan, remaining distance from Mexico. Yeah, top of descent will be Papa Charlie Alpha. Range is 68, 70. So we're going to start our descent 30 miles or 30 miles from Papa Charlie Alpha.
United 1647. Iron out to J-Lo. The wind's calm, runway 15 left, clear for takeoff.
Thanks for subscribing as well, Casey. Right, we'll do another fuel check. Inbound directly, remember, to waypoint number 4. In fact, if I bring up Navigraph again for you guys. There we are. So, there's on the airplane. Remember, we got that lovely direct earlier. So that basically cut out the Brownsville VOR. That's the direct we got there. And then we're going to intercept the INS waypoint to the next one. Outbound on the 182 radial on the Yuli. Oh my goodness me, today. Uniform Juliet 19 airway. Via Nuggets, Dusby, and then Tampico. So you see, once we're establishing the cruise here, this gross weight burning about 10 tonnes an hour. That's our fuel burn there. There's the alert to approach our active waypoint. Some little spikes and jumps there, but yeah, about 10 tonnes an hour we're burning. Matic, that new member alert always kills me. My action is, oh no, my autopilot is disengaged. Ah yes, I reverted to the original one.
Is offline, radar service terminated, and the change to advisory frequency is approved. Enjoy the rest of the flight.
Was that for me? I think that might be for me. I was too busy reading chat.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, you leave my airspace to the south. Nothing further for you now. As Monterey is offline, radar service terminated, change to advisory is approved. Ta-ra.
And contact Unicom Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Thanks a lot for the ATC and have a nice afternoon. Bye.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Very good. Well, we've had ATC for the entire sector so far. It's been great. There we are. Unicom's active. So, hopefully we'll get some ATC. Well, we should get some ATC into Mexico. Wow, we actually have Mexico Center online. Very good. How many aircraft are inbound? 15 arrivals.
Minimums.
Benny, welcome as a member as well. Glad you enjoyed the content. You get invited to our members only Discord. You get a little bit of additional exclusive content, such as private streams. You can talk to me whenever you so wish. And thank you very much. And have a good day. Enjoy your customer chat as well. Oh my goodness me, right, it's going to be really interesting going into Mexico. I'm glad I got that extra gas. So basically I could see a lot of the members of the channel who got the flight planner going this conventional way, and there's a lot of people going a different routing as well. We're all going to sort of converge at one point, approaching Mexico City. Oh, ATC are going to have their work cut out. They have online at the moment approach and tower. Okay, might have to hold. That'll be fun. Bit of raw data holding. Should all be direct entries at least. Oh, where's LNAV? Us contact Unicom. Yeah, I should have said that. Monitor Unicom. I know. You're right. Now we are. Welcome to the first ever time in a Flight Sim live stream to Mexico. Mexico. Superb. Someone's dinged the doorbell. Ding dong. Don't know where to fly this evening. Yes, we want to fly Mexico, but Copenhagen is open, and there's someone taking his approach rating. There you go. If anyone needs a flight, go to Copenhagen this evening. Hello, Dazza T. Arab. Hi, flying to Sim. Would you recommend the Felis A321 or the flat to Boeing 757 for X11? I've flown both of them, Dazza, and the flight factor 757 I like. FMC needs a little bit of polishing, but overall I think the product is quite well made, systems-wise. I enjoy flying that aircraft. The Felis A321 I've heard good things about as well. The other YouTube Airbus pilots, so V1 Simulations and 320 Sim Pilot, they fly that frequently, and I think they like the Felis A321. I remember someone saying there's some functionality missing, but yeah, it really depends. The two very different aircraft. The Boeing philosophy is very different to an Airbus philosophy. So I'd say the 757. But it depends what you want to do. Both of them are good aircraft. They're good aircraft. 0 Point, any idea when it's releasing? Has there been an update I missed? So it's imminently going to be released. No date or price confirmed yet, but imminently. I can't tell you if it's going to be tomorrow or in 2 weeks, but imminently, whatever that means, would say pretty soon. I think I said that last stream though, but Felis wanted me to say it was almost ready for the release. So very, very soon. Airbuses are weird. They're not weird. They're just different. Chris, top tip, fly Concorde and get more viewers to make a $5. Unbelievable. Yeah, the Concorde streams are very powerful, very popular. They're powerful as well. But we like to fly all sorts here over at Flight Deck to Sim. Oh, I've already passed Matt and Borisville. I'm bound to TAM now, 17.5. There is DME range at the moment. Superb. Sid Lamb, Boeing's weird, unbelievable. Ah, Daz, well, there you go. I have the Felis 319, so I was leaning towards the 7.5. Well, there you go. If you already got one, then you know. The other fine product from Felis is being unloved in your hangar, Flight Deck Sim. It says 2 tons of love. Yes, the T154 is well over a year since we streamed that. The headache generator, as I like to call it. Yeah, that probably is the hardest aircraft I've ever flown on a stream. I mean, even getting ready to fly this again after 3 weeks, I had to review the old stream and some guidance. I can't just jump into the aircraft and stream it, unfortunately. Well, if I did, it would just be a bit of a mess watching. You guys would find it enjoying, but I tried to show some level of, you know, say skill, but no, I sort of looks like what I know what I'm doing. Isn't it nearly in the fence at Dugsford? Cheeky joke. I landed fine, and it was a butter. No, it's currently on a plinth at the gate. But yeah, once you're in the cruise in this aircraft, there isn't really much work to do. The engine is going to be monitoring all the indications, all the instrumentation, checking everything's in limits, doing the fuel checks. There's no red lights, amber lights, just the low pressure and the center tank fuel pumps. There's no fuel there. Yeah, it's all good. Check temperature of the packs, temperature of the air. Do you actually get where's the actual temperature for each of these zones? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I mean, so all of this is working as well. It's balmy. Just gonna have a look around. Ah, I think that might be a slight issue. Isn't that a panel for the side? Unless that said use skylight feature. I've just noticed that. I think all the liveries that will be available will have slightly custom interiors, but yes, obviously the textures probably aren't the best, but I'm sure in time they might be improved. But what's important is the flight deck looks really good. Wee. That's first class. There's an alpaca variant ready to go, and it's got lots of little hidden features which I can't wait to show you all. Next to one of my members, Jintaras. Oh, he's Jintaras, the last person to comment. He goes, "Hey Luigi, hello, we're just talking about your livery." But no, we're on Eastern today. And to the economy section. And just booze everywhere. Very nice. You can see as you walk past the wing and then get behind the engines, increase in noise. Such a massive wing on this. It's just such a ginormous aircraft as well. It just goes back for so long, so wide. And then she's up for a return flight back to Dallas Fort Worth. Well, I won't be making that one, but feel free to do so. Quite surprised I got ATC there because I mean it's mid-afternoon during the middle of the week. Chris Curtin, a few empty seats. Ticket prices have been too high. £1,000. We are actually a full load. 388. Every seat is filled. There we go. That'll do. And actually shut the door. There's our airworthiness certificate. Date of issuance. Very cool. Matt, have you heard about the Hermeus hypersonic jet that's under development? Projected top speed is Mach 5.5. New York to London in an hour or less. I've not heard of that, Matt. I don't think that's something we'll see in a few years, but exciting nonetheless. Plane only flew on 744 once, De Gaulle to San Francisco on the upper deck, so very cool. I've flown Job a few times. Last time was Seattle with the Microsoft Flight Simulator pre-release event, and or the invite to see the pre-alpha. And I also went on a 747. I think the last time before that was when I went to Phoenix from London Heathrow for my flight training with BA as well, Vauxhall Aviation Academy. It's the only two times I think actually I've been on a jumbo. Maybe once when I was a very young kid. Agitaris, I still can't believe what Felis did with this plane. Incredible, I know. It's a lot of work that's gone into this. It's crazy, really. Got about, I'd say, 30 minutes till top of descent. Whilst we're on Unicom here, I'm going to go quickly stretch my legs, take Jack out to go do his business, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'll do the same as before. I won't vote for this, but I'll put you in a external classic wraparound view to start with, and then we'll switch over to the wing view after about 3 minutes or so. But I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, and I'll see you all shortly. Thanks. Next up for that, guys. All back and refreshed, ready for the preparation for the approach into Mexico City. Routing from waypoint 4 to waypoint number 5. Waypoint number 5, the Tampico VOR, 17.5 VOR is now active. 73 miles, 72 miles range on the INS. Once we pass Tampico, we'll only be about 10 minutes away from top of descent, so a good time to start setting up for the approach, especially as the 80s is now just come into range. So we'll try and get it on voice first. 127650. It's quite quiet on the network. Unicom at the moment. Picking it up on voice, but I can't get it in text. So this is the information we have for Mexico. Weather: surface wind 0208 knots, 10 statute miles, broken at 2000. 21 degrees, the pressure is 3030, so I'll make a note of that. Runway 05 in use. Expect ILS approach. IFR clearance available via data link. Expect ILS Zulu, runway 5 right, advise you have information Tango. Okay, so ATIS is received. So this is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. So first thing I'm going to do is bring up Navigraph. There we are. Currently routing bound to the Tampico VOR. Our top of descent, if we have a look in the aircraft then, we're currently cruising at 38,000 feet. Now here's the big thing to remember about Mexico City and similar airports of its elevation. Your top of descent calculation, 3 times your height, is based off an aerodrome around sea level. Mexico is 7,000 feet above sea level. We were discussing it briefly earlier. That means we don't need to descend 38,000 feet. We need to descend about 31,000 feet from our present position. 31 times 3 is 93 miles. So just to keep it nice and simple, round it up to 100. I'm not going to be really flying or trying for a CDA today. My workload is so high. I've actually watched some approaches flown into Mexico and they never seem to fly CDAs. They seem to have a level segment before turning on the glide slope, because it does leave you a little bit high, this procedural approach. So that'll help anyway. So around 100 miles prior to Mexico, we'll start our top of descent. So I looked at the flight plan. That point is 30 miles from the Pachuca VOR, which will be inbound next to. We're currently inbound to the TAM VOR, next will be the Pachuca VOR. So that is here, TAM. 30 miles before this VOR, 12.7, will start our descent. Looks like we actually have some ATC here. Mexico Center. Got to remember my call signs Eastern today. Mexico Center, very good afternoon. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, maintaining flight level 380, inbound to Tango Alpha Mike.
Eastern 74 Fox Echo, good afternoon, sir. Your radar contact, maintain flight level 380.
Maintain flight level 380, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. I should be saying heavy, shouldn't I? Eastern 74 Foxtrot Heavy. Sound cooler.
Mexico 2084 at Boeing, you're clear for
cool, so 30 miles I calculated from Papa Charlie Alpha is around 100 miles away, so that's our descent. Now, the routing of the flight plan just simply takes us from Papa Charlie Alpha, Juliet 21 Airway to Mexico City VOR, which is stationed on the airport. That's how we have to navigate conventionally just to get something into the INS. Unfortunately, I was discussing with the VATSIM controllers here, Mexico just recently got rid of all of their conventional arrivals. They're all RNAV based now. So here's the RNAV stars. Look at this. Can't fly this with INS. RNAV, well, RNAV 1 required, which I think the INS is a pre-for, but you'd have to program multiple waypoints and it's going to overshoot. BMS. So there's no way we're flying that. All the arrivals are like this. Okay, so how do they deal this in a conventional aircraft? So if you look here, they have 05 right, 23 left available with ILSs on them. If we look at the approach 23 left, which we're not going to be flying today, the arrival starts at the Santa Lucia VOR. So remember the flight plan.
137 calling.
Remember the flight plan, we're routing direct to the Mexico VOR, which is just here. what would happen is prior to reaching Mexico VOR, they'll actually go, okay, ILS 23 left is in use, route direct to Santa Lucia VOR, and then either clear approach or enter the hold. So, and then you fly this procedural approach onto the ILS. 23 left is the easier one. The more difficult one, the one we're flying today, but the more challenging and more rewarding one is this one. So instead of flying to the Santa Lucia VOR, which is now the missed approach point for 05, we're actually going to route to the San Mateo VOR. Now if I overlay this over the charts, you will see the routing is going to take us directly to Papa Charlie Alpha to Mexico. Prior to this, one of two things is going to happen. We'll either get vectors, or they'll clear us direct to San Mateo for the procedural approach. Now, direct entry for the approach, we need to be sort of within 30 degrees of this track, 164. We should be visual today. If we are visual, I'm sort of, it might be a little bit more than 30 degrees, but I'm happy to go straight out. Now, terrain-wise, we should have radar control, but if there's no radar available, just tower online for whatever reason. We'll descend initially to the MSA, which is 12,100, which is the highest sector, until we get to San Mateo, which is the minimum holding altitude of 12,000 feet. And then once we're there, we can only go down to 9,700, and we need to maintain this height. Now, be careful with this. Caught me out, okay? You'll see here, you have 7.7 DME, and I presumed that was 7.7 from San Mateo to turn. It's not. That's 7.7 from Mexico. The actual distance is here, 9.3. So from San Mateo, you go outbound on the 164 radial until 9.3 miles, which takes you to this point. And at that point, you make an immediate left turn to intercept the ILS. And look at this, you turn onto MX900. That's 5 miles. There's the 10 DME arc here. You turn onto a 5-mile final. Super busy, this approach here. So the idea is, we're going to slow right down prior to San Mateo with flaps, okay? Big got you on this, alright. It's the density altitude. The elevation is 7,200 feet. The higher you go, the less air, the less dense the air becomes. What does that mean? Well, the indicated airspeed, it is under reading. Alright, your true airspeed, thus your ground speed, is going to be higher. So if you're coming in here at 200 knots, which would be a typical, well, not onto a 5-mile final to be fair, but even 180 knots onto a 5-mile final here, your actual speed over the ground is going to be, without wind, around 200, 210 knots because of the density altitude. So you need to bring the speed right back, which is why they've already said, look, for this point here, max 160. To be at max 160, I need to be at flap 10, I think, at our gross weight today, based off the test sectors and with a full load of passengers. If not, we'll configure gear down flap 20 prior to this turn. Well, that's the plan anyway. I'm going to go flap 10 downwind, well, base leg here, just prior at 9.3 DME, around 8 DME. I'm going to configure gear down flap 20. We can then step down to 8,900 and then turn straight onto final. Now, the team at Felis have recently updated the radio system on the Felis 747-200. If I go here to plugins, it's called Lib Radio. I don't know much about Lib Radio, but apparently the default X-Plane 11's radio system, the way the ILS is programmed with VORs, they're pretty basic. Lib Radio apparently makes it a lot more realistic. There's been a slight minor effect with this, which Felis has said he's going to rectify prior to release, which makes the localizer, the aircraft react quite late onto localizer. So if you give it a bit of a steeper intercept, say 45 degrees on the approach there, it sort of struggles a little bit to follow the localizer. So what I'm going to do is actually fly onto localizer manually, make sure we fly onto localizer manually. At this point, I think what I'm going to do, turning final, is disconnect anyway, hand fly, because it's going to be super busy. One of the things I'm going to have to skip is the landing checklist on here. There's a landing checklist to complete here. I will not have the time, the capacity to deal with the landing checklist. The thing is, it's very simple. It's essentially gear down, flaps extended, speed brake armed. It's the same as the NG. So I'm going to do my landing flow based off my operator to ensure the aircraft's correctly configured, and then we'll land. So that's the plan. Let's have a look here, chat. Thank you very much, Dave Hagen, for your 15 months membership. Flying offline with the Rotate MD-80 between Schiphol and Nice, about to descend. So have to go. Thanks for the amazing stream. Thank you very much, Dave Hagen. Good luck for the rest of your sector into Nice, by the looks of it. Very, very nice. Thank you. Nick, what planes do you fly for real as your job? It's the 737NG, Nick. And before you do ask, I don't discuss who my operator is. Thank you very much for your understanding. So yeah, just to confirm, ATC is going to route us direct to San Mateo. We'll set up the navigators, turn off INS at that point. Outbound 164, down to 9,700. Flap 10 already at that point. Gear down, flap gear down flap 20, just prior to turning at 9.3 DME. Straight onto the localizer, and at that point here, just before this, I've got to tune the ILS manually, 1091, I've got to set the course. It's going to be super busy, because I can't tune any of this yet, because I need to use the VRs to navigate there. So, let's at least set the minimums. The minimums are 7566, which is 274. Now, the only way to get the correct call-outs of the Felis is to put the radio height, so 274 feet. The problem with this, though, it doesn't take into account undulating terrain. But the important thing is to remember the altitude with the local pressure setting. So 7,566, the big needles here, that'll be our minimums. If we do need to go around, I think the go around is go around flap 20. I think flap 20 is the standard go around flap setting. Set go around thrust, positive rate of climb, gear up, and we're going to climb outbound on the radial 055 from Mexico, 15.9, so we'll need to tune that until we get to 9 miles. There's a left turn inbound to Santa Lucia, climbing to 12,000. That will be the best approach there. Other points to note then, when starting initial approach fix, reduce speed to max 160 knots, so we need to go right down as soon as we pass San Mateo. ILS DME usable with accuracy reading with 0.2. Okay. There we go. Look at the distances. Are these in meters, miles? Oh, horrible. 274, no issues with visibility today. And we have Pappies to look out for. Cool. It's actually quite nice to brief with Navi. Guys, would you prefer in the future if I brief with the Navigraph overlay? Because I think it's a lot clearer than on Navi tab. The pixelation's much better. Luigi, if AC doesn't give you a speed restriction, try to maintain 180 after Mateo. Oh, I'm going straight to the flap 10 speed. It'll be 170, but I'll be going gear down flap 20 prior to the turn. We'll be way below. We should be by at least doing 160 by that point. Cool, let's have a look at the airport then. So we're landing on 05 right. Long runway for us, yes, 4,100 metres. Perfect. We can actually do a landing performance. So if we go here to... If I just reset my iPad view. Train's starting to get a little higher soon. So if we go to performance calculator, landing performance, you can reset data from load sheet. Now, is that your present weight? No, I think that's actually based off your landing weight, predicted landing weight. So landing weight CG, we'll use flat 30. Landing distance, we'll put 3,900, elevation 7,000, so you can see the effect on your landing distance. Runway heading is 05. Read the weather. I think that's based off your present, yeah, that's based off where you are right now though, I think. 14 degrees, well, maybe not, no, maybe that is correct. Yeah, 040 at 10, 1015, makes sense. Gives you your V-speed, so I can set those now for landing. There we go. So our clean speed 234 knots, VREF 134, and landing distance order brakes that we could use any of them. I'm actually going to use minimum, keep the brakes. Brake size are called 2840. Remember it's 4,000 metres, so that's done. All my views, there we are. Order brake to minimum, there we go. And we'll use forward reverse thrust for brake cooling at this height as well. Yeah, okay, thanks guys for the feedback. Navigraph is nicer in my opinion. Yeah, okay, in the future I'll probably open up Navigraph and use the overlay, because I think that, you know, it's all good and proper getting the charts up here and it's quite convenient, it's quite nice, but I think with the stream there's a slight drop off in quality. Obviously when you stream, what you see isn't quite as good as what I see. That's just live from streaming, but obviously for convenience it's quite nice to have the charts up here as well. So I will select at least the approach chart. There we are, LSDME 05 right. Yeah, so you see the quality is not quite as good, but for you to read on the screen you need to have a widescreen monitor or something. So we'll bring that up anyway, yeah, and airport parking gate. So we'll vacate, ideally at hotel, because if I go beyond that Bravo I'm going to be more than 45 degree turn then, so, sorry, not hotel, Foxtrot. Vacate at Foxtrot, or even Echo, and then, yeah, who knows where they'll send us. I've never been here before. You guys love it when I taxi. It's just a default scenery as well. I did say there was some Payware airport, but I won't probably fly into here that frequently. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I think we've covered everything. MSA obviously big factor, high terrain 12,100, and also the fact I've got a clue what I'm doing. Excellent. Right, anyway, we can't be too far from top of descent. We're inbound to the Pachuca VOR, 12.7, so I'll bring that up now. And remember what I said, 30 miles prior to this VOR, so 86 miles, so only got 50 miles from top of descent, we'll go down. Our descent speed is going to be 300 knots, I think, or eventually 300 knots. Delia, I love jet charts, by the way. Wish you could use Navigraph jet charts in real life with ForeFlight. Well, to be fair, I mean, obviously you can't, it's prohibited to say big letters, but I can assure you they are very accurate. Dallas Fort Worth HVAC. Terminal 2 is nice, Terminal 1 is a good, but older at Mexico. Okay. So we'll stay on ILS navigation until we're finally inbound to the Mexico VOR, which is our next one. In fact, what we might be able to do is tune up the Mexico VOR box 2, 15.9, and that will give us a rough idea how many miles we are from Mexico. Out of range at the moment. Who's looking forward to this approach then? It's going to be busy. It's going to be busy, guys. All that lovely author.
At pilot's discretion, descend flight level 210 to be leveled at Daran and expect Daran 1 Alpha arrival, American 389.
That sounds like one of the conventional arrivals. We'll advise ATC of our routing. Matterhorn, can't wait to see the landing. What's the max landing weight of the 747-200? The exact max weight, I don't know. I know the flight plan gives me a figure. I don't know how accurate that one is in sim brief, but we're way below it. Max landing weight 228 tons. Sorry, 285. We're going to be landing at 228 plus the extra fuel we took, 235. So yeah, we're about 50 tons below. Even when we took off, look, 250. We were below our max landing weight. But obviously, if you're doing a 10-hour sector with 150 tons of fuel, you're going to have to dump it, which you can do, I think. Gustavo, do you have the scenery? I didn't get it in the end, Gustavo, as I mentioned. I'd like to invest in scenery, but only if I'm probably going to fly into the airport a few times. Don't get me wrong, I want to visit Mexico again, but I've spent thousands of scenery. Matthew, by the way, I recently had an FO show me your llama video, so he stumbled upon it and loved it. I can take no credit for that. It was a subscriber on the channel very kindly made that and sent it over to me. Yeah, it's been watched a lot of people. I even saw an unaffiliated WhatsApp group I've been sharing, and they didn't know I'd actually made it. So yeah, it went around the block. It got nearly 40,000 views or something, that video. Michelle Bean, I've heard that approach is really easy to overshoot the ILS. I can confirm. I've done it on a few practice sectors. Yeah, it's super tight, guys. With that turn on final, if you miss that 9.3 DME, if you go 0.1 over it, you'll overshoot. I mean, this turn is radius here. You've got to, certainly in the 747-200, you've got to turn immediately there, and you pretty much roll out onto the localizer. Pilot Man 71, the fuel dumping manifolds are fully modelled along with the fuel transfer from 1 to 4 to 2 to 3 tanks using the manifold only. Very cool, Pilot Man 71. Again, my knowledge of how to manipulate the fuel system and how to move fuel, I don't know. I mean, the NG, you can't move fuel from tank to tank, but you can choose which tank to feed the engines from, so you can close the cross street and turn the low side pumps off. Now, I think this configuration is correct. I've heard either at top of descent or when this amounts down to 2,300, you open the reserve tanks to feed it that fuel. Is ATC calling me? Are you sure, Alexander? Did ATC call, guys? Someone just messaged me saying ATC's calling me. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, did you call?
Hello sir, Eastern 74 Fox Echo, yes indeed. Descend and maintain a pilot discretion flight level 290. You can expect backwards for the ILS from 05 right approach.
At 7 flight level 290 when ready, and expecting vectors for 05 right, and we'd like to actually request, if possible, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo the transition via San Mateo VOR, Sierra Mike Oscar. Oh, I didn't want to descend right now. Damn it.
Eastern 74 Fox Echo. Yeah, no problem about that. You can expect this Meteo reward transition.
Thank you. Perfect. I didn't want to descend now. I didn't realise lowering a lower altitude would start me descending. Damn it. Well, we're going down anyway. Vertical speed 290. It's fine. We're only 15 miles away, so I'll just do a very gentle descent here. We'll leave it in Mach hold for now. Top of sensor chance, a bit premature. 5 missed calls. Are you joking, I perhaps? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was too busy briefing and chatting with you guys. It's because I'm not used to that eastern call sign. If I hear alpaca, I can usually stop and recognise it.
1 Alpha arrival into Mexico City. That's Delta Alpha Romeo Alpha November 1 Alpha arrival.
It did say plainly at pilot's discretion. However, as soon as I lowered the level, because I don't think I had out hold on, it just started descending automatically. It's not a big problem because I was only 15 miles away, so we'll just do 1,000. We'll just do 500 feet per minute, and then we'll start increasing our rate of descent. Premature top of descent, exactly.
Connie 1440, contact Mexico City, approach 121.2. Buen día.
Pilot man, that is the gotcha with the 742 MCP. You always need to let out hold until you're ready to change altitude. There you go. Thank you, Pilot man 71. I had a funny feeling because I think I must have had it off.
Contact Mexico City, approach 121.2. Buen día.
121.2 Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Thanks a lot for the ATC, sir. Bye. He was very good with me because I missed his radio a few times.
Runway 5 right. Sierra Mike Oscar transit. Island GME 1 5 right. Sierra. What was the transition, sir? Sierra Mike Oscar VR. Sierra Mike Oscar VR.
That's what we'd like to fly.
I'll back at 137, descend and maintain 12,000. 12,000, back hold station.
Mexico City approach, a very good afternoon. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, we're descending to flight level 290 inbound to the Papa Charlie Alpha viewer.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy, good evening, radar contact, descent and maintain flight level 210, and expect the ILS DME approach runway 5 right, Sierra Mike Oscar transit.
Send flight level 210, expecting ILS 05 right via San Mateo VOR. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo Heavy. Excellent.
American 2350, are we clear for the ILS?
I'm sorry, 2350, yeah, come up the ILS 5 right.
This is so exciting. I feel like a kid.
Right,
I just love seeing flying aircraft like this. It's mega.
That wasn't my bad. Do you want to... I can vector
right, so we're past our original top of descent point.
Yeah,
hopefully we'll pick up the Mexico VOR soon. Or at least the, actually what I should do is really tune San Mateo 12-1.
2350 to maintain 9,000.
There we are, so that is the San Mateo VOR tuned. We're not routing to it at the moment. Actually, I want to know how many track miles San Mateo is for touchdown. So San Mateo 10, just taking a look at the chart here. So you can work out how many track miles we need. So San Mateo 10. That's onto a 5-mile final, so let's call it 15 miles from San Mateo. So 60 plus 15, 75 miles. I want to probably start setting a bit quicker now. Like I said, I'm not going to mess around. I just want to not do a CTA today. So I'm going to go to indicated airspeed hold. This will disconnect the order throttle, which I know about, and I'll slowly reduce the thrust to idle.
For now, maintain 9,500 and maintain present heading.
We'll switch that to speed. So the order throttle's disconnected. I'm at idle thrust, but we're now pitching to maintain indicated airspeed.
You were blocked. I think what you said it was direct to Sierra Mike Oscar for the clear to the ILS DME runway 5 right.
So we're going to stay on INS. We're going to carry on with the flight plan, routing direct to the Mexico VOR after this next INS waypoint, but we are ready to go towards San Mateo.
Might as
well go up 12-1 here.
Mexico approach, American 389, information Tango.
So both VOR 1 and 2 are tuned to San Mateo for our approach, however, I'm still using INS navigation.
2350, American 2350, turn right heading 150.
Pilot man, that's an interesting approach. Max 10 160 is the turn to final. Yesterday we tested the opposite. Is it you, Pilot man 71? I forget your name on Discord. It was,
American
we were
389,
streaming together, weren't we? Yeah, 180, yeah, 160 for this one is a lot harder, and it's onto a 5-mile final, so I'm going to treat the Felis with a bit of respect here.
American 389.
So just to make sure you're all happy with our routing here, guys, remember, we're currently approaching Papa Charlie Alpha. There we are. INS is going to then take us towards Mexico, and at some point we'll break off this towards the San Mateo VOR here, and then from San Mateo we're going to fly this procedural approach onto the ILS. That's what we're going to be doing. There we are. So now inbound to Mexico.
Eastern 74 Fox turn right, heading 240 to set and maintain 15,000.
Heading 240 degrees and set maintain 15,000 Eastern 74 Fox Striker. So 15,000 set, and I know we wait until the transition altitude, but at my operator we'd set the pressure setting straight away, which I'm going to do now because I'll probably forget, which was 3030, very high pressure. Pressure's quite high here. So 3030. So primary standby altimeter set. I'm a little bit high here. I'm just going to bring that speed brake out to flight detent. This will make it drop very quickly. And yeah, we might as well switch to radio. I'm not going to use INS anymore. And I can set the course now to align. There we are. We're obviously on delayed vectors of some sorts here. Not on early speed control, but as soon as we get cleared direct to the San Mateo VOR, I'll route that direct there. You're the Captain. You're Captain Crash. Very good, Pilot Man. Well, thank you very much for your input. Pilot Man 71, ladies and gentlemen, G4 business jet pilot who's involved in the Felis 742 project, and I've been in the Felis testing Discord answering some queries, but we did a little private stream together because I was having some problems with the aircraft, and we helped me diagnose some little issues, which was pretty cool. Excellent. So what's our ground speed? Ground speed's 435 knots. That's reducing obviously because we're maintaining 300 knots indicated. We've got a distance around 33 miles. So if we were to fly direct,
American 2350, continue right track heading 290.
that would take 4.5 minutes to get there. 4.5 minutes doing 4,000 feet per minute. So at that time we'll lose about 18,000 feet. So yeah, we will have no problem with our vertical profile now. I'm just not messing around today. Want to get nice and low, nice and early. Oh, have I got some descent checks to do?
Establish 05 right. FedEx 225, radar service terminated, contact tower 118.55. Good day. Alright, this 155, thank you. Alpaca 137 is ready, speed 160 knots.
Oh.
Sorry,
let's see how much of this I've forgotten then. Right, starting the descent checklist.
Approach checklist, please.
What approach checklist?
160. Seatbelts and shoulder harness. Check.
Get rid of that speed brake now.
Seatbelts and no smoking signs. On. And the eyes.
Scanner 383, turn left heading 040 to intercept 5 round localizer.
Outer brakes.
This is the localizer right now.
Radio INS switches. Radio. Flight director computer selectors. Check.
It's obviously on a heading at the moment, but I'm just going to keep the CDI aligned to find out what inbound course we need. 200 at the moment. What did I forget there? Spoilers armed. Well, a bit early. You can let me off that one.
Armed.
Altitude.
I'll decide it now.
1, 0, 2, set and cross check. Landing data,
Is that maintain
ETR
1,500
and
Right,
airspeed
turn the
levels.
music off here.
Set and cross check. Seatbelts and shoulder harness. Check.
That'd be funny if that was a
Check. Fuel heat.
Alpaca 137, descend and descend 9,700,
Fuel
clear for the ILS
off
5
then.
right approach. Descend 9,700, clear for the ILS TV9, flight correction 5 right approach.
So,
EPR
I'm
computer.
going to do the post-cruise checks now. EPR needs to be on
Eastern
GA.
24 Fox Royal, heading
Go
turn left
round.
direct to San Mateo, descend to 12,000, clear for the ILS
Cabin
TV
altitude.
5 right approach.
Check. Circuit breakers. Check.
American,
Approach
American
checklist
23,
completed.
turn right, heading
So
0.
2 to go now, so what I'm going to do is go to vertical speed. Just do 2,000 feet per minute.
040 clear LS5 right.
Bring the speed back as well to 250 knots. Put that on and speed hold is on, so the autothrottle is now going to maintain 250. Do the post-cruise checks now because we are 10,000 feet HL, so fuel sufficient. We need 11 tons to divert, and we have 21 tons on board, so that's a good amount. Lights on, logos off, FBUs off, pressurisation. Diff pressure 3.8, still maintaining 600 feet set, seatbelts and no smokers on. There we are, jets complete. So, one to go.
Connie 1440, turn right, heading 200.
Yes, 1,000 feet.
Right, 200, Connie 4040.
It is armed, is it? Ooh, it wasn't armed. Oof, that was close, nearly forgot to arm it.
American 2350, radar service terminated,
contact some thunderstorms around here.
55, thanks for the help.
Contact down right, decimal 55, no worries.
I can hear thunderstorms in the beginning.
Eastern 74, Foxtrot Echo.
Go ahead, call sign.
Proceed direct to San Mateo, descend 13000.
Direct San Mateo, just confirm cleared altitude, sorry. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, yeah, proceed direct to San Mateo, BOR, descend 12000, clear for the ILSDME 5 approach.
So 12000, direct San Mateo, cleared ILSDME approach, runway 05, right, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Yeah, this call sign, I'm not getting on with this call sign
1440,
at all.
Right turn, heading 250.
I'm just not used to it. Actually, we need to really bring the speed back now. So, yeah, the landing checklist I'm not going to run. I hate that call sign, guys. Hold on. I can hear thunder going off here. Clean speed 234. There we are, so I'm just going to slow down to 234 here. Go down to 12,000. Vertical speed.
Descend Friday and I got 1 off arrival to 180.
Keep that turn going, we're only 15 miles away.
American 389, proceed direct to Almis, descend via star to 11,000.
Direct Almis, descend via star to 11,000.
Right, we'll check on Vorlock, there we are, so the autopilot's now going to take me direct to the approach. And if you remember,
back at 137, radar service terminated.
We need to go down to 12,000 as our minimum approach, and then we can descend after San Mateo VOR. Super busy. Super busy here. Right, there's the upspeed. And we're already approaching, we're only 12 miles away from San Mateo, so I'm already going to slow it down to flap 1.
Flaps 1.
214 knots. Don't forget, we're 13,200, but we're only 5,000 feet above the aerodrome level. Out select. Yeah, keep descending then. We're going down to the flap 1 speed. Inbound to the VO. Right, all looking good, all looking good. 12-1, 12-1, and then we'll get the ILS tuned up next as well.
Connie 1440, descend and maintain 12,000.
Yeah, this call sign was sorry. Oh my goodness me, it was it's a bit of a mouthful, this one. Right, approaching 12,000, we'll level off there at flap 1 speed, that's fine. Still 9 miles, we've pretty much done a CDA, it's been quite good. Just have a little bit of a level off period here. We'll be touching down in about 5 minutes, guys. Leveling off at 12,000. Yes, I need to... Oh, you can hear the engines just... Oh, yeah, that sound is really nice. Alright, 12,000, all legal, flap 1. Let's bring the speed back to the flap 5 speed, which is 194 knots. Selecting flap 5.
Flaps 5.
6 miles to go to the VOR. And then we're going to get ready to go outbound 164. That heading he gave me was really nice. It's pretty much directly straight outbound. Match the heading now.
American 389, ready speed 210 knots.
Speed 210 knots, American.
Probably holding everyone up by going really slow. 5 miles to go. Obviously we're a little bit higher than that, so we're going to be pretty much directly overhead the VOR very shortly. I'm going to revert to heading select here just to get over the beacon. What's the wind doing up here? 090 at 22 knots, so pretty much got a direct crosswind here. So you can see that heading to maintain that track is about 10 degrees of drift there. 3.7 miles to go. As soon as we're past it, we'll step down to 9,700. And we're going to go straight down, 1,500 feet per minute level off, because this leaves you a little bit high for that final turn. Going Gonna go flap 10.
Flaps 10.
Speed 174. Just a couple of degrees to the right. About to go overhead the VOR imminently. Actually, let's see where we are.
Connie 1440 heavy.
There you go, not bad.
Sierra Mike Oscar VOR.
Pleased with that.
Direct to Sierra Mike Oscar VOR, Connie 4040.
Alright. Next will be gear down flat 20, which we'll do just before that final turn. Here we are, so watching for that needle swing. Don't start chasing the CDI when you're directly overhead. What is our track, actually? 165, I'm just going to leave the heading where it is. So there we are, outbound now, down to 9,700 feet. There's descending, but I forgot to put out hold. That's fine, because I want to descend anyway. Vertical speeds, 1,500 feet per minute. Wait for that CDI to align again. It'll come any second. 165. We're obviously very close to VOR still. It'll slowly start turning towards us. There it goes. Look, CDI is alive again. We have out selected. Freckles missed approach. Unbelievable. He always goes around when I'm streaming.
Turn left heading 360. Yeah, heading 360, climbing to 16,000, Alpaca 13. Alpaca 137, altitude 12,000. Pressure 12,000, Alpaca 13.
Right, so just a couple of degrees to the left, just to get onto that CDI. We're now waiting, remember, for 9.3. 9.3. Level off at 9,700. It's going to be turning onto a 5-mile final any second now. Ooh, hold on. My course isn't quite aligned. 14164. Ah, damn it! Look, you've got to be so careful navigating. I had somehow I must have knocked the course off 164. Slightly off course then.
10,000.
Checked. Okay. Let's just get back onto our radial there. I don't know how I did that. I don't think I ever actually had 164 set. I need to get the ILS tuned any second now. Right. Let's go Vorlock now. I just don't want to do... Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit of an aggressive turn, so back to heading. There we are, back to Vorlock. We're in IMC now. Right, let's just let the automation help me out here. We're going to get ready to set the final approach course on the ILS frequency 1091. And we're turning at a distance of 9.3 DME. Out the top of the cloud is Mexico City. Level at 9,700. That's as low as we can go at this stage. We're nicely established now on that position. So we're going to go back to heading. Final approach course 055. ILS frequency 1091. I still have the VOR on box 2, San Mateo, so we're waiting for 9.3, 1 mile until we turn. 1 mile until we turn. Get down. Flap 20.
Flaps 20.
Matching the speeds. Cannot delay this turn. 9.3.
Stern, 74, Foxtrot Echo, radar service, terminating contact tower with 118.55, good night.
Tower 11855, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. Thanks a lot for the ATC. Bye. There's our turn. Bye. Turning left to intercept the ILS. We're a little bit low on the glide slope, but we can now descend to the platform, which the altitude was 8,900. Vertical speeds.
Connie 1440, turn left heading 200. Left
get too low. And that should hopefully roll out on the localizer. Can we see the runway? Where are you? No, definitely not now at IMC. So we're just going to have to use heading select here manually to get onto localizer. We're fully established, so gear down, green light, flat 30 on the correct speed. Using that heading to get onto the ILS. Glide slope's perfect, localizer's alive. Oh, look at this! Oh, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Oh, you beauty. I need to check in with Tao, I know. ILS, nav, glide slope. Get in! Tower, very good afternoon. Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, established ILS 05 right.
Eastern 74 Fox Echo, good afternoon. Runway 05 right, wind 050 degrees 16 knots, clear to land.
Clear to land 05 right, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. That is what practice gets you. Right, VREF 134, fly 139. Yeah, a little bit fast there. So landing checklist, let's quickly roll that before we land.
Landing checklist. Gear Down and check. Down and check.
That is a wicked approach.
Flaps 30. Flaps 30.
So
Ignition.
Disconnecting the auto throttle.
Damn.
Damn! Oh!
Flight start. 1000.
Disconnecting the auto throttle.
389 ILS 05 right.
Altimeters.
American 389, good afternoon.
Disconnecting the pilot.
QNH 30.
Landing complete.
Landing check is complete, clear to land. So 2 reds, 2 whites.
American 389, continue visual approach, runway 05 left.
Just forgot the start switches.
Continue visual approach, runway 05 left, American 389.
Alright, 2 reds, 2 whites, looking good. On speed, on profile, keep it descending. In trim, see a little bit more nose down. There we are. So obviously the picture looks a bit unusual to what you're used to. If you haven't flown an aircraft like this, the eye height's a little bit higher. And that's a spurious terrain warning. We're just doing it a little bit higher rated descent to be fair, but we should have got that. So yeah, we might go 3 whites, approaching minimums.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
So continue. A little bit low on the glide slope.
Glide slope.
Yeah, that's correct. I am a bit
Glide
low.
slope.
3 reds.
Glide slope.
Speed's a bit low as
Glide
well.
slope.
Right, back on the approach.
Glide slope.
Oh dear. Right, keep it descending now. A little bit left, right centre
Glide
line.
slope.
Okay.
Glide slope.
50,
Okay.
40, 30,
Check.
20,
Close.
10.
A little bit of right rudder. Come on. Oh, another butter for the 747. Speed breaks up, reverses. Gently lower the
American
nose.
389, runway 05 left.
There's the nose
Wind
down.
050 degrees, 16 knots,
Full
clear to land.
reverse.
Runway 05 left,
100
clear
knots.
to land, American 389.
We'll take the second high speed. 80
Auto
knots.
brake off.
Unstable, wasn't unstable, got a little bit glow on the glide slope.
Muy buenas tardes.
Manual braking now, 60 knots,
Airline
safely left here. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to first ever time, Mexico City.
Aeronas 164, buenas tardes, pendiente.
Out
Airline
off reverse.
6164.
Speed brake stowed, flaps coming up, we vacated at Foxtrot.
Flaps up.
Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, vacated 05 right Foxtrot.
Eastern 74 Fox Echo, welcome. Continue taxi at Fox, hold short, runway 05 left.
Holding short 05 left, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo. So holding short here. We'll probably using this runway for departures. Oh, what a lovely flight. That went very, very well. A lot could go wrong. I've been testing this, practicing for this stream for the last couple of days, and yeah, it all paid off very nicely. Flown. Very happy with myself. Right, so just hold position here. Just
Parking brake set.
see what was going on. So holding short. Ah, yeah, someone's taking off. Look, beautiful. And we'll start doing the cleanup as soon as we get further taxi. Auto brakes flashing. I think I need to put that off. Check the brake temperatures. Yeah, not too bad.
American 389er,
I hardly use the brakes there. Use full reverse and just minimum brakes keeps the brake temperatures all in limits. I
Exit
thought
runway
they were
05 left,
sort of
1
overtaking. You see, oh look at this! You see, it's in high stage because we've got much lower end ones now. Very cool. Right, we'll start doing some sort of cleanup here. So flight directors can come off. Probe heat can come off. Trim we can reset to whatever it needs on the checklist. 7 units.
American 389er, continue taxi via Bravo to
I don't
the
want
gate.
any dams. 7 units set.
Continue taxi via Bravo to the gate, American 389.
Ignition off.
Buen dia. Eastern 74 Fox Echo, cross runway 05 left, continue taxi via Bravo to the gate.
Cross 05 left on Bravo to the gate, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo.
Parking brake released.
So parking brake released.
Aeroenlaces 164.
Very, very cool.
Airline
So I don't know if
6164.
that's it. Bravo,
Sí, adelante,
so it's the inner taxiway to the gate here, so we'll just go to Terminal 1.
164 solicita San Antonio.
We'll keep the strobes on, just across the
Formación
active room.
uniforme.
Aeroenlaces 164, autorizó San Antonio vía Axiri, Oplatang 138 Victoria.
Oh yes, I know what I need to do is turn the steering on as
Nuevo
well.
Laredo, New Resto Plan. Hacienda vía Axiri 1 Alfa, nivel 290.
Ah yes, of course, it's Spanish, isn't it?
Pista 05 izquierda para su salida, código transponder.
So this is just default airport, the gateway scenery, but the reason I kept it, didn't invest in it, but the payment one is because it had all the taxiway markings, and all seems to be accurate.
Sant Antonio, Axiri 1 Alpha, nivel de volo 290.
That was an awesome approach, and a massive thanks to the guys coming online for ATC.
05 izquierda y respondemos 4244 aerobases 164.
So Bravo, that's the inner line, and then we can increase our speed slightly, we'll keep going up, we'll find a stand. What else do we need to do? APU, how much fuel did we have? 19 tons, exactly the extra amount of fuel we took. Remember we took an extra, I can't remember how much extra we took now. The fuel burn's pretty close, that's what we can expect. Alexander, what game is this? X11? I'll read some of the comments there on the approach there, you saw how busy I was. So yeah, I got a tad low on the glide slope, the last 200 feet. Which is why I got the glide slope warnings, but yeah, a little bit too low there, but everything was in limits, safe landing, so that's what's important. Repeats off. I think we're all good to run the checklist. Let's try it.
After landing checklist. Brake pressure. Check.
So where are we going here? I think someone said Terminal 1 is the...
Auto brake.
All the large aircraft park.
Ignition.
Maximum taxi speed 30 knots.
Engine and wing and the eyes. Off. Radar and transponder.
Loud and clear.
Hold on.
Ah yeah, sorry.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Flaps. Up. Spoiler.
30 knots, max
down.
taxi speed.
Stabilizer trim. 7 units. Outflow valves. Open. Pressurization mode selector. This.
Yeah, that needs to be on
manual.
Yeah, I think that's just depressurized.
Off cargo heat.
That needs to be off.
This.
This.
Off. APU. Wait.
Getting there. Starting the APU. So we'll go park next to the Americans. Thank you very much, Hayden, for your kind words. Double Cena, hold on. Bring your Texas accent next time. Oh, I have no idea what that sounds like. That was awesome. Do some replays as well, don't worry about that. There we are, not bad. After landing checklist is done, next thing's the secure cockpit. I'll only do a transit checklist here. Is there any alpacas? Oh, distinctive lack of alpacas. Oh, let's go park. Ooh, I don't know actually which stand is suitable for a 7.4 actually. I have no idea. These look like quite wide stands. Can't hear me, sorry. Yes. Alpaca's on the other terminal. Oh, damn. Stand 26 used to have KLM 747s. I think we might have passed stand 20... Thanks, Mauritius Mead. Perfect timing. Look at that. And now it has 767s again. Perfect. 747s for what I was in. It's just default airport, so no gate guidance or anything, I'm afraid, but we'll park roughly where we should. Oh, need a little bit more thrust there. So weird being so high, that perspective. That looks about right. Beautiful. There we are.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake is set. Over to the electrical panel. Need to put the AP on the bus. Close the field and the buses, and there we are. We can now shut down the engines. Essentially 2 blues, 1 red, or 4 blues and engines dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mexico City. Absolutely superb. What an aircraft, guys. Oh, mega. Phasian, that's it. Oh, you deleted your message. It looks like an ad. Oh, I was going to quote the guy, I can't remember what it is, hand thing. Oh, I can't remember. The whole approach was a blur and a busy one there. Mega. Yeah, that call sign though, Eastern 74 Foxtrot Echo, really struggled to hear that on ATC. Usually, it's the same in real life. You're used to your operator, or in this case, I'm so used to Alpaca now. You sort of consciously are aware of that. Eastern is I've just not heard of it, so I missed a number of ATC calls today, especially on final there. Thankfully in chat, you were my eyes and ears there. Let's have a look at some of these comments there. Thanks for subscribing to those guys on the Approach Air Daddy Airbus A320. Interesting. Hello Andy H1302, glad you made it home ready for the approach there. Pilot Man 71, max turn 160. I can't remember what the actual turn speed was by the time I started the turn, but the heading worked out quite nicely. God, it's a bit loud, isn't it? It's even better coming out of IMC to delete. There we are. Excellent. Flight deck to smug. Damn. Oh yeah, that was the startle switches. Oh dear. But yeah, it worked out really nicely for that turn on to final. Oh, lots of buttons there. A lot of butter emojis. Superb. Grease mode activated, someone said. Brilliant. Pilot Band 71, you were below 160, so it was nicely done. Thank goodness. You saw, yeah, the turn was bang on. Let's bring the chart up again. You cannot delay that turn, and that turn onto final works really nicely. That 9.3 DME from San Mateo. As soon as you initiate that turn there at 160, it worked out perfectly on the localizer. I think the one we practiced the other day, if you turn at the DME point there, you will undershoot massively. But yeah, that worked out really nicely, and obviously arming ILS there, it was perfect. Ah, you guys heard Jack, excellent. Yes, he was just dinner now. Simony Bob, how did the Felis treat you today? Absolutely resplendently. Yes, we need to do the secure checklist. Brakes parked, beacon is still flashing. Yes, the ILS needs to be on a line first, then we'll do the replay. We're doing the full checks today. I think window heats. Well, let's run it and see how much we've forgotten.
Alright, secure cockpit
All
checklist.
right, let's do it.
Brakes. Parked. Beacon lights.
That is the Mr. Mads, Joe, it is.
INS. Align. Probe and window heat. Off.
And when this aircraft's released, guys, we'll do a slightly longer sector, and we'll do a
Fuel
couple of
boost
giveaways for you as well.
This.
This.
Off. Reserve tank valves. Closed. Hydraulic panel. Wait.
Guys, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to open the reserve valves, didn't I? Damn it. Yeah, I'm thinking top of descent. I was meant to open these, so I still have yeah, I think you can see it's already feeding now. So top of descent or 2,300 kilos, I think Joss told me. I was meant to have those open. Oh, whoops. Nothing to see here. Hydraulic panel. What am I meant to do here? Oh yeah, these off.
Check. Oxygen. Check. Flight recorder. Off. Emergency lights. Damn.
Oh.
Off. Damn. Radar.
I thought I had it right. That should be off. There we go.
INS. Let's see.
So now it went from a line to off. Oh, there we go.
Off. Radio switches.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Off.
There we are.
Check was completed.
And that's it. The aircraft is now completely secure. All I'd need to do now is turn off the APU or get it connected to ground power, turn off the battery, and then we go home. We go get our tacos tequila from Luigi. There we go. Superb. Well, guys, let's go have a look at some replays of that approach there. What a mega aircraft, imminently to be released. I'm sure most of you cannot wait to see this fly, but let's disconnect from VATSIM. I have to say a massive thanks to all the controllers that came online to provide ATC. We had ATC pretty much the entire sector, just a brief time on Unicom, and they very much catered for the approach for this aircraft. I mean, the challenge is a lot of airports now with conventional RNAV-based approaches and arrivals. It's a challenge to bring an aircraft like this, but they accommodated us today, which was amazing. So yeah, go take your Felis 747-200 to Mexico City, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. Let's look at the replay then and cue the music. Excellent. Right. Let's put ourselves back on the approach then. There we go. That should do us quite nicely. Ah, look at this. Crank up the volume as well. I think I'm on the wrong runway there. So obviously, yeah, because I shut the aircraft down, all the instrumentation looks a bit iffy. That should work. No, still on the other runway. There we go. Just go back a little bit and I'll let you enjoy the sounds on this. Very shiny. That is loud. Crosswind. I did put a bit of right rudder in to decrab. There's the right rudder going in. A little bit more, baby. Ah, nice. What a beast. There's the check coming in. Close. A little bit of rudder. There's a reverse thrust coming in. What a sound. It's our view. Beautiful approach right over the city as well. 2 tons touchdown right at the music change. Don't you try. You'll see the leading edge devices retract when I add reverse thrust. That's true to the real aircraft. Jim did a splendid job polishing the fuselage. He did plainly. Very good. Right then, guys, we're going to do a slightly longer replay because I think it'd be quite cool to see the turn over the city. So I'll put you all the way back there and then you can enjoy the rollout and all the sounds of this amazing aircraft. Well, as ever, where do I start? Thank you very much firstly to Felis for involving me in the closed beta process, allowing me to stream this prior to release. It's a great opportunity. Thank you again. And all the questions he's helped me answer and everyone involved in the team, and I to also extend the gratitude to them too. You've been a great assistance. So thank you as ever to all the members of the channel. Thank you so much for your continued support to everyone today, and thank you for your generosity to all the regular viewers and subscribers. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to smash the thumbs up button on the way out. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe as well. And there we go, we'll go from there as we just come out the cloud from this part here. Guys, stay safe. Hopefully I'll go live on the second channel tomorrow. I don't have much planned in the afternoon, and I'm working the next day. I might do some train simming. No promises on that one, but as usual, keep an eye on the social media feeds as ever. Guys, stay safe, enjoy the replay and touchdown, and hopefully you'll add this library as soon as it's released. It's a great little aircraft, and I'll see you all for the next live stream very soon. Good night.
Welcome.